Are we live? Hold on. My computer is so laggy. All right, we're catching up. We're catching up. All right, hopefully you guys can hear me. I think the screen should come on shortly. It's usually like this when we start out. If not, there we go. We got visuals. Everybody can see. Hello, hello. It's good to see everybody again. It's been what feels like ages. How has everybody been? I missed everybody. As you guys know, I was out pretty much most of last week for Offkai Expo, which was hosted in SF. So I had to travel quite a bit to go, but it was a ton of fun. Hopefully you guys were chilling. Hey LB, how are you? Doing pretty good, pretty good. I've been living it up. I've been touching grass, if you guys couldn't tell. I've been touching so much grass that I have so much to share with you guys. Hey, how's it? Wait, what? Hey Faye, how's it going? Issa kicks us out. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. I'm confused. What happened? Learn how to raid. Well, welcome everybody. Did I miss it? I'm not even sure how to tell if I'm being raided, but welcome everybody. It's good to see you guys. You mean Burlingame? Yeah, it's pretty much close enough to SF, right? It's SF adjacent. Got a new console, so looking forward to all those non-existent open lobbies. Let's go. Those are the best kind of lobbies when you don't have children flaming you for existing. Raid? Hey everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you guys don't know, hi, I'm Low Battery. I'm a variety VTuber that does, I guess, mostly cooking content now. I don't know. I used to do, all right, here's my old spiel. I do completionist and challenge content. I've been adding cooking and IRL stuff to the mix. Hopefully you guys enjoy what you see, but thank you so much, Issa, for the raid. I appreciate it. Hopefully you're doing well on this. I forget what day it is. I don't usually stream on Thursday. Hopefully you're doing well on this Thursday. Offkai Expo held in Burlingame, which is close to SF. Yeah, I think I took the public transit in. I think it's called the BART. I don't know. It was like a metro train situation. I took that in to eat some dim sum, which was chef's kiss, absolutely banger. I love that dim sum. I will probably have to go back the next time I come around. You touching grass is the reason that we once again get hands. That is correct. I have touched so much grass that I have manifested as a real VTuber. Thank the holy cows. That's right. Thank you for the. Is that a dab emote, Faye? I've never seen that before. It was held in the same venue. The sword show is held in annually each year. Well, here's the thing, right? So I went to Offkai Expo primarily to meet one specific content creator. He goes by the name Professor Lando. Turns out when I went to his panel, he said that the same venue is actually being used for YaoiCon. I didn't know that. I also don't know much about YaoiCon, so I can't really attest or speak to it, but fun fact, this Offkai Expo is the same venue as YaoiCon. Who would have thought, huh? Who would have thought? OMG cooking, how could you go away so long? I'm starving over here. I'm sorry. We're catching up. I got a meal prep for this weekend because I have like no food at home. She peed herself from the horror game. Honestly, I would pee myself from the horror game too. You know what? Here's the thing. Like, as a kid, I'm not a fan of horror stuff, just in general. I think I've had this one mishap where I was playing Amnesia: The Dark Descent on like a really old, busted, janky laptop, right? And I got jump scared so much that I punched the screen, and it was the worst experience imaginable. Because I was just a kid, I couldn't afford a replacement, and I was supposed to do schoolwork on that machine. And that's why you never let your kids play video games. That's the moral of the story. Don't play video games, otherwise you'll punch your screen. It was an absolute like panic reflex. It was fight or flight response. Nothing else. It was just pure primal instinct that I punched the invisible monster that was coming after me. Lando, I hear that name often. Yeah, he's pretty big. He's also pretty sussy. You're going to YaoiCon, aren't you? I wouldn't hold my breath for that one. I'm not too interested in YaoiCon. It's not really in my wheelhouse, unfortunately. Probably should go back for YaoiCon. I'm not going back for YaoiCon. I don't even know when YaoiCon is, and I'm scared to look it up because I don't want it to be in my search history. Like, that's the thing. No YaoiCon in my search history. If I do look it up, I have to go full incognito mode. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. A very true moral. Might as well now. YaoiCon doesn't run anymore. Don't ask why I know this. wait, how do you... All right, I'll take your word for it. I won't look it up. I'm not going incognito. All right, we're here for one thing and one thing only, and that's my cooking or lack of cooking skills. But here, let me prove to you that I went specifically for Mr. Lando himself. So at Offkai Expo, they did a couple meet and greets that I managed to pay my way and / luck my way into. So I did do a Professor Lando meet and greet. I don't know if you can see this claim ticket, but this is real. I did touch the dude's hand. It was like any normal handshake. Honestly, his handshake was kind of weak. Not to roast Mr. Lando, but I don't know, I was expecting from a professor a much more firm handshake. Cause like I went in with like a little inky dinky wimpy handshake, right? So that like, you know, to test the waters. But I mean, he kind of met my energy. Like he didn't assert his dominance on me, and I was surprised. I thought he would completely mommy me, but that was not the case. But you know, I did wash my hands, so I can't sniff the Lando like juices. Not juices. What am I saying? The Lando cooties. That's what we're gonna call them. I didn't keep the Lando cooties around. But yeah, it was really interesting. You only have like a minute for these meet and greets. It's really interesting. So when the meet and greets go, they sell like a certain number of tickets. I think for Lando they had like 50 or so tickets, and you have to enter a raffle. But yeah, so pretty much his ticket was freaking $40. I don't know why he was so expensive. This man demands high prices for like one of the I wouldn't say the wimpiest, but one of the most average handshakes I've ever had. But you know, it was nice to have like a full minute to like, you know, chat about, you know, his inspirations, how he feels about his content, and I think I mostly honed in on his animation stuff. Professor Lando has I think an animation channel, and I had been watching some of those animations for quite some time, so I kind of just probed his brain, see what his inspiration was. I think he has this one animation that I really like where, I don't know if anyone is familiar with Naruto, but they have this resurrection jutsu, which requires like a live human sacrifice. And in one of his animations, they resurrect Abraham Lincoln, and he like fights off all the shinobi. And I just, you know, I asked him about his inspiration for that, which was quite nice. How dare you roast my Oshi? What are you talking about? Filthy flesh tuber? Lando juices? I didn't say Lando juices. It's Lando cooties. I take that back. Lando juices is not what I expected to hear today. That was a mistake. It was a flub. It was a flub. The meet and greet must have sucked. If it's a minute, yeah, it's a minute. $40 for a minute is a steep price. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, he's like one of the most high-profile guests outside of, I don't know. He was like the only in-person guest that was like guaranteed to be there. So I guess it was nice, because I also did one more meet and greet. I did an onigiri meet and greet. The onigiri meet and greet was pretty cool. I don't know. Not gonna lie, the people in line were kind of cringe, but I wasn't really expecting much. The people in the Lando line were a lot cooler because I was in that line too. But yeah, the onigiri meet and greet was pretty fun. It was mostly just onigiri on the screen, and I was talking into a microphone. You had 1 minute. They even put like a timer. They time your interaction. Like you cannot go over a minute. That's how strict they were with these meet and greets. But yeah, so like you walk in, you hand them your phone, so they if you wanted, you can get a picture with the talent, and then they hit start on the timer, dude. And it's counting down from 60. It's like 60, 55, 50. And so you're like spitballing. I'm like spitting game the whole time. So when I'm talking with Onigiri, I was doing like the old spiel. I was gassing her up. I'm like, hey, Onigiri, awesome, cool to meet you. I like what you do, etc. Right? I was like, oh, you redefined what VTubing means to me, or something to that extent, right? And here's where I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm gonna level with you guys. I don't watch Onigiri. I don't know. I just signed up for the meet and greet because I know that she cooks. And so, hey, look what we're doing today. We're cooking. So I figured I might as well go in, you know, gas her up and ask her a question and whatnot. So I asked her, I think, for my particular meet and greet, with my 1 minute, I asked her, like, if you had to upgrade one piece of, like, equipment, or, you know, just, like, what was the most pivotal, I guess, gear for streaming that was the most, that you saw the most improvement of in your streams, or something to that extent, for, like, specifically for cooking. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, guys, the answer was not very helpful. It was, I was really reaching for something that I could use, but nothing, because pretty much all she said was, yeah, I think a good microphone, a good camera, and good internet. I'm like, that's like the bare bones. I already have that. I mean, or I don't have that, but I'm already like part of the way there. But it was really cool. I got a little picture with a onigiri on the screen, and she signed a really sussy postcard for me. So with each of the meet and greets, they like sign something for you. kind of like as a gift. If a VTuber calls me cringe, it must be true. You were in the Geary line? Oh, really? I was also in the Geary line. Anyways, but see, that was the thing. I don't know anything about Geary. But here we go. For the Lando line, or for the Lando meet and greet, he signed like a report card for Ligma University, which is his proverbial university that he promotes on his live streams and in his content. And as you can see, I've got my name, low battery. The instructor was Professor Lando. The comments are see me after class with hearts. You know, I'm all about that. I'll see him after class. And then he asked you if you would like him to write a message to you. And I just said, just write happy birthday since it was my birthday that day. And so he drew a little cake, which was kind of nice. And then as you can see in my report card, in the subject of MILF 101, I have an A minus, B plus, and A plus. I don't know what this means. It just says overall score. I feel like this is just a bunch of letters. And then the next subject is femboyology, and then yiphonomics. I don't even know what yiphonomics is. Then we got advanced mathematics, which apparently I failed. Thigh-high studies, pokey breeding 101, and tomboy philosophy. And it looks like the only subject where I got all A's across the board was pokey breeding 101. So I guess that, according to the professor, is my most proficient subject in his university. But yeah, that was really cool. I really liked it. It is, you know, it's, I don't know what to do with this. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know where to put this. I don't even know where to begin to put this. But that was my Lando meet and greet experience, so I'll put that here. Then we have the Onigiri meet and greet experience. You got an A in MILF 101 that gets you a Father's Day gift too. I don't think that's a good one. That's a good one. I don't think most people don't watch VTubers. You're fine. Oh, I think most people don't watch VTubers. You're fine. Yeah, I think I'm good. I'm good. All right, and this was the Onigiri postcard that she had signed. It was really interesting because she wasn't there in person, so they put a Sharpie in like the machine, and apparently she signed it using her iPad, and like the machine would like mimic her I don't know, her strokes. I don't want to say strokes because it sounds bad, but it's like literally her pen strokes, right? So she signed just to low battery, and that's her, I guess, her signature, autograph, whatever. But yeah, I was not expecting such a sussy postcard, but it's really cool. It's like, you know, you got like the foil. I think it's gold foil, which is kind of nice. And the pen is also gold, so it kind of matches. I also have no idea what to do with this. I would be embarrassed to hang this up, I'm gonna be honest. I would more proudly display my pokey breeding one-on-one proficiency than this sussy postcard. But hey, you know what? You get what you get. So this was from the Onigiri meet and greet. I think Onigiri's meet and greet cost was $10. So it was like a fourth of the cost of Professor Lando, but you get to shake his hand. So that's pretty good. That's a pretty good deal if you ask me. Please don't say strokes while holding such a saucy image. I mean, you're right. You're right. But yeah, that was the meet and greet experience at Offkai. So that was like, you know, meeting all the guests was cool. That you were able to. The panels were pretty cool too. A lot of what I've noticed with the Offkai Expo this time around is that there was just a ton of technical difficulties. I think a lot of things were really delayed. I think, I don't blame them because one, the venue was kind of old, and two, like, what was it? The VTuber tech is kind of like tricky to set up, right? Like the Wi-Fi in the hotel wasn't very good. It was pretty scuffed. Like, I think the main events on both Saturday and Sunday had to be pushed back, like all of them had to be pushed back by at least half an hour. But it was the venue side. Yeah, I think it's definitely the venue. But while I was there, I made friends with a couple of the staff, which was really cool, just to see some insight of like how the show goes, right? And they were telling me that the next Offkai is going to be at the same venue, mostly because they are locked in with a 2-year contract. So I'm going to be expecting the same level of technical difficulties just next year. But it was really fun. It was a ton of fun. I don't think I've ever been to a convention that was like so specifically targeted to my interests. I don't know. It felt like there was so much to do and not enough time to do everything, which is really interesting because I mean, as you guys know, I frequent anime conventions, and like those, I feel like I'm getting very, is it desensitized? It's like, I've been there, I've done that, you know, I've seen it. And like a lot of stuff at anime conventions doesn't really excite me anymore. And like, I remember as a kid, like going to an anime convention for the first time, I was like in complete shock. I think it was Otakon. I went to Otakon for the first time and I was complete shock. Like I had never seen a cosplay before. Like everything had wowed me. I was taking pictures of everything left and right. And now I walk in there and I'm just a normal guy. Been there, done that, go to the artist alley, dealer's room, buy some stuff, see if any panels are interesting, and then I leave. I mean, I don't know, like there's not too much going on anymore, at least for me. But I think going to Offkai, I think it was really exciting for me. I had that feeling again for the first time where everything was so exciting. It was so fresh. There was so much cool stuff that I could do. And like, it's also like really cool to see like, oh, I bet this person's here, but I don't know who they are. Or like, you know, because there were some people there that were like VTubers, but like they weren't advertising that they were there, or they weren't advertising who they are. I don't know. I think the biggest example that I could think of is like, I know I follow Cozy from Kawa Entertainment, which is a smaller talent agency, but she was going around taking pictures with a little like llama or alpaca to kind of represent herself, but like she wasn't advertising like what she looked like or whether she was down to meet people. So I just thought it was cool. Like I'm like kind of here in the same space as all these people that could or could not be VTubers. Yeah, it was just really interesting. And like I was kind of in the same boat. Like I don't want to overtly advertise like I'm there or not, but they don't know I'm a VTuber. Exactly. That's the exact meaning. It's like, take that energy and that's every single person in the room. They don't know I'm a VTuber. But yeah, it was just really cool to see everyone kind of come together. And like the artist alley was actually like so fun because all the fan art and like all the merchandise was just VTuber. All VTuber merch. And like usually when I go to anime conventions, I look for the VTuber merch and it's like maybe one table. But this time it's like so targeted, and like I actually like knew most of the fan art and like, or just most of the merch in general, like what they were for. Because I think anime has gotten so big and there's so much anime out there, like there's no possible way that you can know what every single merchandise belongs to what show or series. And so this was just like a really exciting way to like be fully immersed in, I guess, the VTuber experience. I really enjoyed it, if you couldn't tell, and I'm planning on coming back next year. But we'll see how that goes. I have no idea, but you know, that it's in the plans. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It's fine. Like I experienced it once, that's good enough. But I had a lot of fun making friends and just meeting people. And I think I've made a short about this in the past, but the main reason I go to anime conventions nowadays, because it's kind of the same old, like there's nothing really new, is I go for the arcade. Because they usually have like or 24/7, or at least most of the day, they have an arcade running. Offkai's arcade was amazing. And it's not amazing for the reason that you think it is. It's amazing because no one knows where it is. So there's a main building here. This is Offkai. This block of whatever, this is Offkai. And the arcade is like away in a separate building. It's almost like in a tent. The arcade is set up in a tent with air conditioning, and you have to walk past the hotel pool outside to get to it. And so no one knew where it was. No one was in there, and I could sit my ass on DDR and play DDR without anyone coming up like behind me in line. I was literally just playing DDR and pump it up out of my mind. It was fantastic. And I'm scared that once people know where the arcade is, I won't have that experience anymore. So I took that moment and I just ran with it. I didn't tell anybody where the arcade room was. I just lived and breathed the arcade for, I think, about like a quarter of my experience at the con. It was fantastic. Like you don't even get that at like Dave & Buster's or Round 1. Like you go there, there's nobody there. There's maybe like 5 other people playing on different machines, and I could just play the crap out of the games that I wanted, and it was awesome. Do you check out some other places in SF all over there? I explored a little bit, but not too much. Most of my time was spent at the convention venue, just because there was just so much to do. I was so excited to be there. I was so happy to be around people with similar interests. It was like, I wanted to kind of like absorb as much as I could while I was there. It was very interesting. I've never felt that way in a very long time, I think. You're at 15, thank you. I caught a stream of yours way back and it was just me in chat. I'm gonna shed manly tears. Well, I appreciate it. Welcome back to the stream. Yeah, today, oh my God, we're cooking, right? We're cooking with gas. Well, we're not technically cooking with gas, but we're cooking. Today, I'm doing a Scuffed Bulgolgi recipe because okay, so I was actually trying to pull up a recipe for this stream, but the YouTuber that I was trying to follow the recipe, I tried to go to the website. Their website is down. I literally couldn't grab the recipe, so I just watched the video. I'm just like gonna try to wing it. I don't know, hopefully we can manage to make something good. But yeah, it's going to be like a bulgogi rice bowl, except we're substituting the rice with cauliflower. Kind of like the last meal prep that we did, except this time it's ground beef instead of chicken thighs. Really interested in going next year. It's a lot of fun. I would recommend it. Yeah, I definitely want to network with more VTubers next time around. I made a couple VTuber friends, but like that I had never met before or never interacted before, like ever. And it was really cool, but I'm a little envious because I was searching through the hit Twitter hashtags and I saw like people taking pictures of like all their phones with their VTuber models on it, and it was like massive groups of people. I'm like, why couldn't I have that? I don't know. Maybe I didn't network hard enough, I guess. I was too busy having fun, and maybe if I played a little less DDR, maybe I could have had that. But that's like the one regret I have. I wish I networked a little bit more, but it was still fun. And the panels were really relevant. There was a lot of panels about like, you know, how you can improve as a content creator, but there was also a lot of panels of like, you know, concerts and karaoke and like just fun stuff that panders to the fans, and I thought that was really cool. DDR strikes again. Yeah, I'm gonna blame DDR for this one. I'll never play DDR again. I'll hang up my badge of honor. Have you ever tried plugging the site into the Internet Archive? I did not, actually. I just clicked on the link and I saw that the site was down, and then I just went off. I was like, all right, I'll figure it out. Like, I was watching the video, like the instructions are in the video, they just don't have like the amounts. Like, so I'm just gonna have to guess how much of each ingredient I'm gonna need for this recipe. But yeah, I think what I'm going to start off with is not necessarily the Bulgolgi. We're not gonna go right into the meat of it. What I'm probably gonna do is I'm going to set up some of my breakfasts for the next couple days. If you guys don't remember, before I left, I had made some homemade yogurt. So don't let this carton deceive you, all right? This yogurt in here, I made myself with my blood, my sweat, my tears. This is some homemade, plain Greek yogurt, and I'm so happy about it because, like, I don't know, there's something so nice about making something from scratch. And like, I've been telling my friends at work, I'm like, oh, guys, guess what? I made yogurt at home. It's so exciting. And they're like, why would you do that? Why would you make yogurt? That's gross. I'm like, what do you mean that's gross? It's yogurt. No one understands the yogurt passion that I have. Like this, I grew up as a kid eating like those Go-Gurt tubes. And like, I don't know, my love of yogurt had sprung up. Like it welled up from within. I have so much passion for yogurt. Like this is plain yogurt. It's not as flavorful. It's not as fun, right? But it's plain yogurt I made in my house. And so what I'm going to do today, after everything is said and done, after I prep my breakfast, after we make the Bulgolgi bowl, I will begin another batch of homemade yogurt. Let's go. I am so excited to make more yogurt because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna tear through this carton of yogurt. And so what's nice is that I can go ahead and use up all this yogurt, and I've set aside some other yogurt that I made in this batch so that I can create more. Because surprisingly, yogurt is really simple to make. Like all you really need is milk and some yogurt to begin with. So this is the usable yogurt that I'm going to be using for my breakfast, and this is the specifically extracted yogurt I placed on the side so that I can make more yogurt in the future. So this is what I'm going to be using today. So I'm probably going to leave this out, let it cool down to room temperature so that by the time we get to the end, I can make some yogurt. But I'm really excited for it. It's really cool because like I've never like fermented anything before. And like this is the first fermented, because it is fermented. You're using active bacteria to create yogurt with milk. And so I'm just excited to make some more because like it's the perfect consistency. Like I got to fine tune exactly how thick I like this yogurt, and I like my yogurt thick. All right, it's some thick yogurt, I'm telling you. But yeah, I'm excited for this yogurt if you couldn't tell, and I'm gonna go ahead and begin the process of making it happen. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to make 4 pre-made jars of my parfait, which is yogurt, granola, syrup, and some berries. I like to use frozen berries to add some flavor. Dummy thick, yeah. Dummy thick yogurt is the best yogurt because it just feels like there's a lot more substance. I actually don't really like yogurt when it's a little runny. If it's flavored good, I mean, I don't mind it, but I don't know, something about thick yogurt, it fills up your tummy. I don't know, it's a very strong mouthfeel, and I feel like because it's soft, it puts off some people. Like it can be repulsive to some, but I just really like it. I like it when it's thicker. It's almost like the consistency of like cottage cheese, like twice the thickness of sour cream. You know, something in that ballpark. 100% considered Yaoicon? No way. Featherhead, no way you considered YaoiCon. What? There's no shot. It doesn't even exist anymore. Did you look it up? At least I'm trusting Issa on that one. I don't know if it really exists or not, but I'm not going to be the one to look it up. You guys can look it up. I'll trust you. I'll trust you guys on that one. I don't really think I need to know that one. All right. So I'm going to take out my ingredients real quick. I need my strawberries. And I need my blueberries. All right, so the first part of the yogurt parfait that I use for, I guess, my lunch slash breakfast for work is blueberries. They're all frozen. I got some frozen whole strawberries. And then, of course, the main ingredient, the yogurt. Yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to break it out. We're gonna do 170 grams of plain homemade, keyword homemade, Greek yogurt that I've cultivated. I don't know if you heard, I made it myself. I cultivated it myself. It's my own pride and joy, all right? It's not the best tasting in the world, but I made it with my hands. All right, I'm gonna mix this up so that we get the whey in with the yogurt. Nah, you thick yogurt, man. Depends on the flavor of yogurt. This is just plain yogurt. You actually can't make homemade yogurt pre-flavored. You have to add the flavorings after the fact. But what's nice is that I know exactly what went into this yogurt, which is literally nothing but milk and fermentation. Yeah, we're gonna go with 170 grams until we run out of yogurt. I think that's the plan here. And like, if you guys forgot, this is going to be my lunch for the next couple days. I mean, today is Thursday, Friday. I mean, I have one day at work, and then I guess I'll just eat this for lunch during the weekend. And then we'll start over with meal prep on Monday. Kratos yogurt? Is there such thing as Kratos yogurt? I like yogurt a lot, especially now that I'm like, I'm working out a lot more. Is because it has a really high protein to like calorie ratio. You actually get a lot of protein for surprisingly little calories. So it's like almost a crime not to eat yogurt, which is why I get so excited about making yogurt, because it's like surprisingly healthy if you don't dress it up with like full of additives and sugars. All right, so that's one. Let's do another one. Let's see how many jars we can get today. How long does it take to ferment the yogurt? So what you do is like when you pasteurize the milk and you bring it down to temperature, all you do is add the old yogurt that you have into the warm milk, and then you kind of wrap it up in a towel so that it kind of maintains heat. And what I like to do is I put it in the oven with the light on so that there's some level of heat circulating in there, but not like an immense amount that would kill the bacteria. And you're incubating it. I think last time I incubated it for 6 hours. I think you do 6 to 8 hours. The longer you keep it in there, the more sour the yogurt's gonna come out. So start with 6. And then when you actually pull it out, I was actually kind of disappointed because it seemed really runny. But as I strained it with some coffee filters, and it actually turned out super thick like this, which I really like. And so I think you don't get that much yogurt, honestly, but it's still cheaper than buying yogurt like off the store shelves. It's not that much cheaper though. Like if you don't like the process of making yogurt, I don't think it's worth it to make it yourself. But I think for me, it's like something that I'm kind of proud of. I don't know, I've never made something like this on my own. And so I think the feeling of like accomplishment kind of pays for itself. And it's slightly cheaper, which isn't that bad. And you get to control how thick you want your yogurt. I think we only have enough to make 3. I don't think we have enough for 4, which is fine. I'll be making more yogurt tonight anyways, so it is what it is. I don't think this is enough, actually. This is not nearly enough. I might have to like mark how many grams this is so that I can add more yogurt later to kind of bring us up to 170. Kratos is Greek? Wait, really? Wait, you're right, because he's with Zeus. But what we're playing now is the Nordic gods, so that does make sense. Yeah, I'm really stoked for this yogurt. And there we go. So I think this is gonna be about, let me get all this yogurt out. Get as much as I can into this jar here. All right, so this is like what, 99 grams of yogurt. So I'm just gonna finish off what's on the spoon. Yogurt. It's a little sour. It's been in there all week because I left. I was out of town. But that's the yogurt. I'm going to throw a lid on these guys, or not these, on this one. This one isn't ready. This is 99, I think. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna need to mark it for later so that I can tell how much more I need to add. I'm pretty sure this was 99 grams of yogurt here. All right, where else? But yeah, I definitely have a lot more stories about Offkai to tell. I think I'm gonna make them into shorts though. I've been really trying to get those shorts going, so I think I'll do some story time on shorts and then we'll recap the story. And if you guys have any questions, I can elaborate for your curious minds live on stream. Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually take some masking tape here and I'm just gonna write down 99 grams so that I don't forget. This is important because these numbers are equivalent. They highly contribute to our gains. We definitely want we want the yogurt to stay thick. All right. I'm pretty sure it was like 98, 99 grams. I'm just gonna say 99. Let's round up. 99 grams. That looks horrible. This could be like 6B. I don't know. I don't pride myself on my handwriting. And if you guys can't see that, good. You guys don't need to see that. My handwriting has seen better days. So yeah, we'll put this aside here. And then we'll go ahead and put the fruits and stuff into these ones. So there goes some yogurt. So what I like to do, I think for my parfaits, I usually do 100 grams of these whole strawberries. Mostly because I'm trying to get rid of these. I think next time I'm gonna buy frozen sliced strawberries because they're just easier to work with. And I'll do 50 grams of the blueberries. So that's 50 grams of strawberries right there. Add some on. Plain yogurt always gets elevated with fruit, not lemons. I agree. What's really nice is about when you use like frozen fruit like this is that as like the fruit thaws in the fridge, you actually get a lot of like the fruit juices mixing with the yogurt, and it adds a lot of like natural flavors without having to throw some sugar on there, which is really nice, especially if you're counting calories like me. I see it clearly and it looks like my niece wrote it. Hey, all right, no judgment, okay? I'm not too proud of my penmanship, okay? I'm not an artiste. I didn't study the way of the pen. All right, let me get this up to 100. I was hoping we'd be able to get more, but I think we just ran out of yogurt really fast. So that was at 60, 70, almost 70. That's 80. How about this? Does that take us to 100? That takes us over. Oh shoot, I overshot. I used a smaller piece. That's close enough. That's like 95. We'll use 95 grams on this one. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna put away these strawberries, and then we'll go in and finish off with the blueberries. Honestly, I came back yesterday, and I was just so exhausted. Since I'm in a completely different time zone, it really messed me up when I got home. And so I literally came home yesterday after Offkai, and like I just slept. I just slept all freaking day. Like I didn't do anything. I just slept. I closed my eyes, and before I knew it, it was like midnight. But yeah, if you guys don't know, Offkai actually ended on Sunday. I stayed around for an extra couple days. I crashed at a friend's house just because I had some high school buddies out in the SF area, so I figured I want to catch up with them. It was actually really nice. I got to celebrate my birthday with them, which was really nice because I don't usually have a lot of IRL friends like directly where I'm at. A lot of people move on because a lot of my friends I made when I was in school. And it's kind of nice that we still keep in touch. All right, let me go ahead and go in for 50. I don't know if there's enough space in here. We're gonna aim for 50 grams of these blueberries. If anything, we might have to push it down to make space. All right, so I'm gonna push this strawberry down, make some space. I think I just crushed a blueberry. That wasn't really good. I have no idea why, but like, so I bought like the normal frozen blueberries, and they were okay. I didn't like them too much. But then I bought these organic frozen blueberries, and these like completely changed the game. they like hold their texture way better than the normal blueberries. Like they're not like super rock solid. They're actually kind of malleable. They're a little squishy even when frozen. And I really like this. And like the blueberries in this organic bag are just way more tart. I like my blueberries a little more sour than they are sweet. And so it's been like perfect for me. So I'm never buying conventional frozen blueberries ever again. I'm just gonna go organic until they stop tasting good. Are we gonna take my meds? All right, sounds good. Just because of 3-hour differences? Yeah, the 3-hour differences really mess me up. Mostly because like I lose like an entire day. Because like you fly back and it's only a certain amount of time, right? It's like between 4 to 6 hours, but then if you throw 3 hours on top of that, you just lose your entire day. It was nice coming in though because I gained an entire day, but losing the entire day on the way back, like right before I had to go back to work, was kind of rough. I'm not gonna lie. Like I came into the office today and I was completely out of it. I was like, I could barely keep my eyes open. Like at that point, just maybe I should just get a job in California or like on the West Coast. I don't know. I feel like Seattle would be pretty nice. Maybe Portland. I've actually never been to either, so I'm just throwing out names, but I'm not restricting myself strictly to California. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not thinking about it too hard though. All right, so this is my. Wait, actually, I forgot the granola. Granola is a pretty big piece of this. So usually, what I like to do is I do 15 grams of granola, and I kind of just like to throw it in there. Seattle is a bad spot right now. Oh, really? Is there something going on like with the climate in Seattle? I hear that it's really rainy in Seattle. I'm not too familiar, but if it rained all the time, I feel like I'd be pretty depressed. I like sunnier weather just because it keeps my mood up. Like I think personally, the days where it's raining outside are the hardest to wake up. I don't know why. It's like you wake up, it's dark outside, it's raining. Like it's really hard to motivate yourself to get out of the bed. But it's completely different. It's a completely different vibe if it's sunny and bright outside. You can hear the birds. I don't know. I think maybe I'm just really in tune with like the nature around me. Surprisingly, I'm not into camping though, so maybe I'll have to try that out sometime. Seattle's got a huge drug problem. You combine that with the rain, it makes stuff worse than not. That's true. Yeah, maybe if they have less of a reputation for rain. So maybe Seattle's out of the picture, but I don't know anything about Oregon, so Portland might be nice, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's like the most populated city in Oregon. I have a friend that grew up there, but he doesn't really talk much about it, so maybe I'll ask him. There we go. 15 grams. Alrighty. Alright. So what are we? I can't even tell what time it is. Hold on. We're like 40 minutes in and all I've done is make lunch. That's okay. I made 2 lunches. I talked about my Offkai stuff, or at least some of it, surface level. I feel like I'll talk more about Offkai like as I start remembering stuff as I'm cooking. The bottom line is Offkai was really fun. If you guys ever have the opportunity, I'd recommend it. The biggest thing you have to keep in mind though is like, because everyone is a VTuber, you really have to respect personal boundaries. Like just try not to be, you know, super adamant about meeting so-and-so or like, oh, trying to unearth who this person is, or like listening around with your ears trying to see, oh, I recognize that voice. I feel like that's a little parasocial. I wouldn't recommend it for that, but I would recommend it for kind of coming together with people who have a similar interest. I think that's fun. All right, let's see. What was I gonna do? Yes, we gotta do the cauliflower rice. So today I got a massive head of cauliflower from the organic section. I don't know why it's so enormous, but look how massive this chunk of cauliflower is. So we're gonna cut this up, make some cauliflower rice, and I'm gonna have to cook it up so that we can add it to the bowls, to our meals for the week. Oregon is great, but not Portland, as there are drug problems over there too. Is that just like every populated area? Every city has a drug problem? If you move to Oregon, you need to buy some weapons, as the cops won't be able to help you. Parasocial con? Yeah, it is parasocial con. Is that lettuce? It is not. It's literally cauliflower. This is the forbidden broccoli. This is the albino broccoli that I've been using because it looks like rice. Or it doesn't look like rice now, but it will look like rice once I'm through with it. Yeah, I was kind of surprised. Last week I tried making cauliflower rice with a blender and it turned out pretty okay. The only problem with this forbidden broccoli is that when you blend it up in the blender, it gets shred to bits, right? And I think whatever happens in here, it smells absolutely foul. It is so disgusting. It smells like someone blew up my bathroom whenever I blend this stuff up. So I'm gonna have to like get a mask or something. I don't know why. I wish cauliflower didn't stink so bad, but I mean, it's for the gains. We gotta do it for the gains. Okay, so this actually looks kind of gross. I'm gonna run it underwater. I was watching a TikTok recently that said you can wash like veggies and fruits by like putting it in like a bowl like this and like putting in a mixture of like water and like a bit of vinegar. I guess the vinegar is gonna kill the bacteria or something. So I'm gonna give that a try. Hopefully it doesn't impact like the taste of the cauliflower too much, but to be fair, cauliflower doesn't really have much of a taste. So I think cauliflower would be like the safest ingredient to try this strat on. I don't know. So I'm gonna fill that bowl you guys saw with some water, and then I'll throw in some distilled vinegar and let it sit for a little bit. Or I guess we'll rub it around, see if we can get anything going here. All right, so see, we've submerged the cauliflower in some water, and I have this big, enormous tug of vinegar because I was making pickled onions the other day. I think pickled onions are probably one of like the most versatile, I guess, garnishes you can add to a dish if you need some acidity. But don't take it from me because that's not my own original opinion. It's the opinion of a YouTuber I follow called Ethan Klobowski. He does a lot of cooking videos. And I was inspired to try some of his recipes, and I think he's spot on with that. Like, if you need an acidic kick or like some kind of color to make your dish pop, I find that using the pickled red onions is really nice. I think I might still have some in the fridge. Let me check. Yeah, I think you guys have seen me use it before, but it looks like this. These are my pickled red onions. They're a really deep, rich red color, and they're kind of like pickles, but with a crunchy consistency more akin to like onions, right? And so, I don't know, I've been enjoying them a lot, and I always have some in the fridge, which is why I have so much freaking vinegar. Because you never know when you're gonna run out. I go through them pretty quickly. All right. So, I don't know if this is gonna help at all. I'm just rolling it around. I don't know, I'm just winging it. What if I just like dunk it? What if I just like waterboard my cauliflower? Do you think it'll get clean? Here we go. Giving it the good old dunkaroo. You dunk it like it's an Oreo in milk, I guess. To be fair though, I don't like Oreos, so maybe that's an analogy for another person. What else do you dunk in milk? Like cookies? Chips Ahoy? I'm trying to imagine like, yeah, I don't think I really dipped a lot of stuff in milk. Maybe like some Nutty Bars, Nutty Buddies. I usually just dice the stuff up and make soup from it. Oh, I see. All right, so I don't know if this cleaned it at all. I don't see like anything crazy in here, so I'm just gonna rinse this off with some normal ass water, and then we'll cut it up. Right. Honestly, cauliflower rice is so much more involved than like cooking normal rice. It's kind of annoying, but I think the calories speak for themselves. Cauliflower rice is like 1/10 the calorie of normal rice per volume, which is ridiculously insane. Which is why I'm trying so hard to force the issue. Like I'm not like the biggest fan of cauliflower rice, but like you can't deny how many calories you're saving by using cauliflower rice. All right, let me go ahead and don't even get me started. I just put these chips off to the side, but like while I was gone, my cats like ate through this bag of chips. If you can see here, like these are freaking salt and vinegar chips. The cat demolished the side, demolished the bottom. They were having a fucking feast while I was gone. I literally don't know, like, should I be concerned? Should I take them to the vet? I don't know. Like, surprise, surprise, when I come home, they're face deep in some goldfish. Like, it's so, like, I wish I could take better care of the cats. I should have gotten, like, a cat sitter or something, but, like, they went to town. I guess they had a great time without me. I don't know. They didn't even invite me. Like, I'm more offended that they didn't invite me than they were trying to kill themselves, you know? you want to get fancy, you can use it for curry as it ain't taking too much to do so. Oh, I see. Should keep bagged food in a locked container. Yeah. It's the first time it's happened. I didn't even know they were capable of doing such atrocities. So I definitely know for sure next time to lock up the food a little better. All right, let me go ahead and cut this right down the middle. This is our first cauliflower incision. There we go. That's one. I'm gonna flip it over this way and we're gonna cut it into quarters. That's the goal. There we go. I'm pretty sure this is gonna give us a really good amount of cauliflower rice. Surprisingly, the volume like quadruples when you put it in the blender. So I'm gonna cut it down this way. All right, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna rinse the bowl we were using earlier. Try to get all that vinegar out. And we're gonna place the blended cauliflower in there once it's done. So we're gonna put that off to the side. And I'm gonna have to bust out the blender. Unacceptable. I know, it's so shameful. I've brought so much dishonor in my family by forgetting to take care of my cats. All right, let's throw these in here. Alrighty. I think what I can do is I can just cut at an angle and I think the florets will pop off. All right, let's try it. I saw this hack on the internet. I hope the internet didn't lie to me. All right, come on. Get in there. Oh yeah, that was easy. They did kind of bunch up a little too much though. I'm gonna have to break them up. They're really clinging together. They're holding on for dear life. There we go. Break this one up a little more. There's a lot of stem on this one. I don't know. Maybe I should just cut right through it. There we go. That's not too bad. And we'll do the same with these other bits of cauliflower. Honestly, I think at this point, making the cauliflower rice is probably the most time-intensive part of a lot of these. Except for when I start making the yogurt. The yogurt takes like 10 minutes just to boil. And then it takes another 10 minutes for you to get it to the ideal temperature. Because you have to bring it to I think 180 degrees or something, and you have to hold it there, and then you have to bring it back down to 110. Or something like that. I probably need to look it up before I make it again. Here we go. Look at that. So I guess the TikTok trick kind of worked. It kind of really didn't. I don't think I'm saving very much time by cutting my cauliflower this way, unfortunately. Kind of wish I did though. But it looks way prettier. I'll give it that. I'm trying not to cut myself. I don't really know how to hold a cauliflower in this situation. It's kind of tough to balance, I think. There we go. Get a good cut there. Get one over here. All right, then we just have one more head, or one more quarter of a head to get through. Let's get this bad boy. Yeah, you like that, don't you? Like getting sliced like this? Sliced and diced? Can you imagine a dirty talking food ASMR video? Maybe I should do that. This is for a very particular set of people. It's for the cultured individuals in the chat. They would probably enjoy dirty talking food ASMR. I think I threw on some ASMR for the first time while I was at work today, and it made me feel weird. I don't know. I guess weird's a bad word. It was kind of more distracting than helpful. I'm not really sure how to describe it because I was so distracted by how I felt like my ears were getting freaking flossed. I don't know. It's a very strange sensation. I wouldn't seek it out, but I also didn't mind it. I don't know. I'm very conflicted. Maybe I liked it. I'm not really sure. I'm trying to convince myself I didn't like it. So I'm gonna believe that. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and throw some of the cauliflower in there. And then we're gonna need to bust out the blender. I also think I need another bowl for the cooked cauliflower. So this is gonna be a multi-step process. Soft, firm, supple dough slapping sounds. Honestly, I bet there's a market for it. I haven't actually made dough before. I feel like maybe I should try to make a pizza on stream. I feel like that'd be fun. Making a pizza from scratch. Can you imagine if I did like a pizza making stream and I just walked in with like a DiGiorno's pizza and I just threw it in the oven and I called it a day? I'd be such a fraud. Like, this is how you live your life? We're making pizza today, guys. And you just reheat like a pre-made pizza. All right, now I run into a predicament where I don't know where my blender went. Which is bad because I already chopped up the cauliflower. Where are you, my guy? Lettuce-san. Wait, did I say lettuce-san? I mean blender-san. I'm losing it. I'm McFrickin' losing it. That's what that is. Go ahead and rinse that out. There we go. We have brought back the blender. Pizza from scratch would be cool. Yeah, I think pizza from scratch would be a really fun process, honestly. And then like you have to sit there and watch the, was it the dough proof or something? It rise? I don't know how it is. It wouldn't be delivery. That's true. That's very true. I should just gaslight everybody. I like make the dough on stream and I just throw a DiGiorno's pizza in the oven. Look at this, picture perfect. My homemade from scratch, definitely not DiGiorno pizza. Is there even any other like take home like pizza brands? Not that I'm aware of. Like nothing as like as popular as DiGiorno. I feel like the DiGiorno brand has some street cred, you know? I've never actually had it though. Maybe I should try that. Oh, you know what I should do? I should do DiGiorno's versus Vtuber pizza. And I just try to make a pizza and see if I can make it taste better than DiGiorno's. The only problem is I have no confidence in my pizza making abilities. I've never made one before. Great Value Pizza is pretty famous. I actually haven't tried that one yet. I'll have to give it a shot. We're gonna throw in some cauliflower in here. We're gonna get it all riced up. Get those blades going. Hopefully I'm not doxing my face. I have the hat on, but like, it's really hard to not step in frame sometimes. There you go. It's really tough. Can I like wiggle this up and down or something? What if like the blade just goes flying? It's fine. If I die, I'll die making the stinkiest cauliflower rice known to mankind. All right, can I turn this on? Or we're gonna give it a good old pulse. You will beat the reach of Walmart's store brand. That is true. Walmart is literally everywhere. What a way to go. Yeah, I think I have a very irrational, like I know it's not rational in any capacity, but I have a irrational fear of like turning on my blender and like the blade just like helicoptering out of here somehow. Like, you know what I mean? Like siphoning off and shredding my arm apart or something. I don't know. If you guys don't have that fear, you're welcome. Nightmare unlocked, I guess. Pretty unrealistic to happen though. I'm gonna move this around so we get a more smooth, consistent blend. There we go. Now that is cauliflower rice, I think. Or that's some cauliflower rice. I'm gonna take this out. Put that in there. Look at that. That is something. I don't know what it is, but it's something. I think I might need to get a rubber like spatula. I gotta scoop out some of this cauliflower rice. It tends to stick pretty heavily to the sides of the walls. Maybe I should like spray it with some oil or something. Not too sure. All right, so this is like one tiny itty bitty bit of cauliflower. Like that's an insane amount of cauliflower rice. I'm also getting cauliflower everywhere. There we go. Gonna start the next batch. I'm more afraid of food splattering across the ceiling. I think that's a more reasonable fear. I just imagine future ChefTuber LB, and now we let this rinse for a few hours. Fortunately, I made this ahead of time to show you. Literally fresh bought has a store label. Honestly, I feel like that'd be a hilarious gimmick. I do it at least once. It's in the cards. I just won't let you guys know when. Can you imagine? I've been gassing up my own yogurt this whole time, and I just pull out a brand new tub of yogurt that I bought from the store. Everything about my passion for yogurt has been fake so far. No, I couldn't do that. I actually really like the yogurt. I made it myself, I swear. It's my own yogurt. Made it with my own 2 hands. No one is more proud of the yogurt than I am. As in, nobody is proud of the yogurt except for me. Nobody, I don't know. I talk about this yogurt at work. I talk about it to my family. No one cares about my yogurt. My passion. I should just retire. I should retire from yogurt making. No one understands the true LB. I think we roughed up that cauliflower pretty good, so I think it could use a little tinier pieces actually. They just take too much for granted. Exactly. They don't understand the process, the beauty of yogurt. Honestly, I don't understand it either. It just tastes good. And it has a good protein to calorie ratio. That's the only reason why I care. It's all about the protein to calories. Also, the cauliflower is actually starting to stink up the house. I feel so bad for my roommate. It's okay though. It's just once a week, I swear. Maybe twice a week. I'll make cauliflower rice until I have the gains that I'm seeking. Alright, let's get that going. Let me get that in there. Let's go. This is actually really messy. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm putting in the work because the calories are worth it. That's what I'm telling myself. Boys, find yourself a girl who looks at you like LB looks at his yogurt. Honestly, if anybody looked at you the way I looked at yogurt, you wouldn't have to worry about a thing in your life. The amount of intense passion I have from my yogurt transcends the language. It transcends words. Words cannot express how I feel about my yogurt. It is my opus, what do they call it? Magnum opus. My yogurt is my magnum opus. Alright, let me blend that up. Meanwhile, this cauliflower is just stinky. What's that meme? How's it go? Uh-oh, stinky. That's my cauliflower. So the cauliflower is like the normal dude, and my yogurt is the guy he tells you not to worry about. Or you guys get what I mean. The yogurt is the person that they tell you not to worry about. You gotta shake this up. There we go. Man, the cauliflower rice is really sticking to itself here. But I don't want to add water to it because I don't want to hydrate it. There we go. Alrighty. Yeah. What's really nice about like Offkai is like if you're a content creator, or a VTuber content creator, or just a content creator in general, I think it's like it's pretty inspiring. I don't know, like I got home from Offkai, I was like, I really want to do more shit. Like I want to make more shorts, I want to make more videos, I want to do more cool things. It kind of like it doesn't necessarily light a fire under you, but it invigorates you. It gives you like that second wind of inspiration to see like where other people are, where you are, how much other people have achieved, how much you've achieved. It's just really interesting. It's like it gives me perspective because I've never ever really stopped to reflect on like where I was in my content creation journey. Because like, I mean, you know, you kind of fall into a rhythm pretty quickly with like what you're doing and what you want to do. But it's just really cool to see, you know, how other people take their journey. And it's also really inspiring to see people because I think if you have a group of like-minded people, they kind of push you to kind of, you know, do more if you want. Like, of course they don't pressure you, but like, it's inspiring to see other people's success and want to replicate that for yourself. I think that's fair for everybody, really. Because I remember back in the days when I used to go to anime conventions, mostly for the AMV community, because I used to make AMVs. And every time I went to the AMV contest, I was always inspired to like just make a new AMV, you know, get in there, you know, get some clips together, just get the process going, because you know you're so inspired by all the people around you. Yeah, I think I really needed that. Surprisingly, I think it was really great to see and experience. And so when I recommend that you guys go, you might not get out of it as much as I did, but if you get out of it like a fraction of what I got out of it, I think it's well worth it. It is an expensive con though. It was like 90 bucks for a ticket. Like that's pretty steep for a convention that small. It was like 2,000 people or something. Yeah, like it was pretty small con. Hey Hikaru. Yeah, the only times fire lights under your ass is when you see others in the community progressing so much. So I agree, it's inspiring. Keep at it, man. Crush them shorts like you used to. Thank you. I appreciate it. People still make AMVs these days? They do, surprisingly. I just stopped making AMVs because I think at the end of the day, when you make an AMV, like I could be proud of it. I could be excited about the AMV I made, but it wasn't ever really mine, right? And that's something that I really wrestled with. Like, you know, spending all this time on making something, and at the end of the day, you made it, but you can't really call it yours because you're using anime that you don't own, and you're using music that you don't own. And so, like, you can't really show it to people, or you can't monetize that in any capacity. And I think VTubing was a really nice, I guess, next step for me. And yeah, I think it's been great. I met a lot of cool people. It gives me, I don't know, gives me something to strive for, which was kind of nice. I think what's really nice about VTubing is that it's a hobby that is surprisingly fulfilling for me. I like it a lot. I like the creative process. And I'm naturally not really a creative person, but I think every now and again, I do have ideas that I want to do. And it gives me like the medium to do that through. It's really nice. Anyways, cauliflower rice, am I right? 90 bucks is steep. Yeah, it was pretty steep. But I stomached it because I saw Professor Lando and I got to shake his hand for an additional $40. So it was kind of worth it, I guess. The same $90 went to the Zeta Verka MG I got over the weekend from my local gunplay shop. Oh, that's awesome. That sounds sick. Hopefully that keeps you pretty busy. I don't know how long it usually takes to build one of those. That editing style is you. It's still a creative expression of the anime you love. Shit, I mean, we all want to show off what we like. That's very true. That's very true. Yeah, it's just like, I mean, I have my AMV channel links, but yeah, I think I kind of just moved on from it. It's also because like I stopped watching anime as much. Like I find as like I get older, I have less and less time to keep up with animes, because like the animes go by quickly. Like the seasons go by quick. You know, what everyone likes goes by quick. Like I also like, there's also just things I don't understand. Like I could go on about this, but I don't understand why people like Demon Slayer. Like no hate to people that like Demon Slayer, but I just don't understand why people like Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer, you know? Things like that. Same thing, what's that other show that I don't really like? There were 3 shows that I was, My Hero Academia, that one too. Like it's good, I guess, but it's not like the pinnacle of anime. Like, I don't know. But people like foam at the mouth. They go rabid for like any shred of My Hero Academia or Demon Slayer. Which, I mean, I'm happy for you, but I think there's better out there. I think you can do better. I'm gonna get murdered. I'm gonna absolutely murdered in my sleep. So I'm gonna get death threats, I'm pretty sure. I agree, when you're older, the time flies and you don't have as much time to watch anime as you used to. Yeah, it's actually kind of sad because it used to be such a big part of my life. No time to watch, that's why I like manga now. Oh, that's true, yeah. Manga, you get through a lot more in the same amount of time. And you get way less filler, too. But yeah, for me, you know, like I joke all the time, I can't read. It's hard for me to sit still, so I don't read a lot of manga. I think the one exception I made for reading manga was Hunter x Hunter, and that was probably the best decision I've ever made. Hunter x Hunter is like, for me, it's like nearly unrivaled in terms of like world building, you know, power progression, and just overall likable, but also kind of realistic characters in terms of like their personalities. Demon Slayer and My Hero kind of hits the big 3 back in the day. Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. I agree, but I do think Naruto was genuinely like, I could go on, but I genuinely think Naruto was actually a really good show. I try to get into One Piece. It is such a slow burn to begin with. Like I can't bring myself to be excited to read One Piece because I'm so far behind. But it says I can't read, a common VTuber problem, it seems. Yeah, it's a shared trait among all VTubers. One Piece is still great. Yeah, no, I don't doubt it, especially because it's been popular for so long. It's definitely, definitely something great about it. I just haven't gotten there yet. And unfortunately for me, I think it's a pretty big ask for me to invest the upfront time for the promise of a great payout. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I felt a very similar way to what's it called? I felt very similar to Steins Gate. I did finish Steins Gate. It was good, but the upfront investment that people were asking me to, or the show was asking me to make to get to the good part of Steins Gate was astronomical. I don't think I would do that again. Like, cause it's like 10 episodes of straight boring nothingness, and then you peak at episode 10, and it goes down so rapidly from there. It's like I want more upfront gratification, and I think it's really just due to my lack of patience. Like I can't be satisfied with watching something with the promise that it gets better. This is harder for me to stomach. Same, I'm way too far behind. Yeah, it's just interesting. I feel like I missed that train because I was definitely way more patient when I was younger, but nowadays, like, I'm fighting for every shred of time that I've got. All right, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna actually cook up the cauliflower rice. We're gonna give it a little saute mixy mix situation. And I think for this, I'm gonna actually use the hex cloud again. I don't like using the hex cloud too much, but it's just way too convenient. I don't know. I think I've caved in. I'm just using the hex cloud more often. And then I'm probably gonna put it back. I'm gonna wash this and I'm gonna put it back in here. Reading the manga of that is still the fastest way to experience it. I agree. I think it significantly shortens the initial ask to like get to the good part. Because I'm literally still at what's that area called, like Arlong Park or whatever. The storyline about Nami. Like I literally haven't gotten anywhere. It's because I couldn't bring myself like to read it or watch it because I felt like there were better things that I wanted, or more fun things that I could do. So I opted to do other things over read One Piece. That's just my stance on it. Like I bet it's great. I don't doubt it. It's just I haven't had the opportunity to experience it because it's asking a lot of me initially to get to the payoff. But yeah, like out of the big three, like by far, hands down, I think when I think of like the modern day three, I think of My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, and Jujutsu Kaisen, and Jujutsu Kaisen blows every single one of the other two out of the water by leaps and bounds. I will die on this hill so hard. Jujutsu Kaisen is actually, like, it's not even better. It's vastly superior to Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia. And I kind of wish they just released more seasons already. And I guess Chainsaw Man is meta too. Chainsaw Man's pretty good. Makes sense. It gets good after 10 hours is unreasonable. It should be good at 12 minutes. Yeah. It's just harder for people to get into, I think. Like, but the idea is that it pays off for the people that can get through that initial hump. But I don't think I'm the target audience that can get through that hump easily. Also, it's faster to read through Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z than watching the anime. Wait, really? Yeah, I was deprived of Dragon Ball as a kid, so I know nothing about it. Maybe reading the manga could help me bridge the knowledge gap, the knowledge diff. The big three to me is always going to be Dragon Ball, Saga, One Piece, and Naruto. I see. Yeah, to be fair, Bleach kind of like fell off pretty quick, surprisingly. I guess like the initial setup of Bleach was really strong, but I guess they weren't able to carry the momentum forward. Because it always felt like an insane power creep was happening. Demon Slayer is carried by its art. I agree. I feel like if Ufotable, I think that's how it's pronounced, wasn't animating Demon Slayer, I would respect it a lot less. If that makes sense. Because like I'm a huge fan of the Fate series, and they did the Fate series, so like if Ufotable is doing it, like I don't mind. Like anything that they do is gonna look gorgeous. But yeah, if it wasn't animated by Ufotable, then I don't know. I wouldn't respect it nearly as much. Hayate Kubo had a lot of drama with the people who oversaw his work and couldn't do what he wanted. Wait, really? That sounds so sad, because I think the whole thing about creating a series or creating a work is that like it's almost like an extension of yourself. It's like an expression of the story that you want to tell. And like if you can't be genuine with it, I feel like it's really easy to lose that passion for it. I don't know. I do find like the stories about Chainsaw Man so insanely wild. Like I think the mangaka is like, what I've read is that they're just as unhinged as Denji is. Like it's almost like a one-to-one recreation. Like Denji is him. which is kind of nuts. It's been like that with Bleach for a long time. You can check it out. Wait, really? I should check it out. Hey, Luis. My big three is not the big three, but it's Fate, Evangelion, and Saint Seiya. I actually never watched Saint Seiya, but if it's in your big three, it means it must be warranted a watch. I do have opinions about Evangelion. I know it's like a classic show. It like really subverted the expectations for what a mecha anime was. Because I guess the biggest thing was that up until Evangelion, mecha shows like heavily glorified being in a mech, fighting bad guys, being cool. And I think Evangelion was the first portrayal of like mechs being painful and like not fun and something to avoid. And I thought that was cool. Same thing, I think another genre defining show was what's it called? Madoka Magica. Like being a magical girl is not as all fun and games, you know? But I don't know. I think those shows just aren't really for me. I want to have fun. I don't want like social commentary. I'm just a chimp that likes to see action, you know? Like I just press play and I want to see Ooga Booga punching. I don't know. And a good story is a nice cherry on top, I guess. To be fair though, if I only cared about the action, that means I would have loved Demon Slayer, but I don't. So I think more often than not, I just really care about characters. And I have a lot of beef with how Demon Slayer does their characters, because I think Inosuke and Zenitsu are both comedic relief characters. You don't need two. You don't need two. You're overdoing it. Like, they're not funny. One is funny, two is not funny. Why can't you have more depth to your main roster of characters? Saint Seiya was great for the times, but not so relevant to me as of current. Evangelion is beyond overrated. I mean, I understand like why it's as popular as it is, but it's like, I don't like eat, sleep, and breathe Evangelion. Like I can barely remember the plot as it is. It was just boring when I was watching it. And maybe I didn't understand it because I watched it like very early on to my anime journey. But like, I don't know. I feel like it could have been way more interesting. It was hard for me to understand as a kid. And that's probably why it's hard for me to wrap my head around even now. Eva is the fourth actually. Oh really? The first was Gundam, then Ideon, then Macross, then Eva. I see. Gurren Lagann is the only mech I enjoyed. Gurren Lagann is good. I like Gurren Lagann. But it, for some reason, like I didn't resonate with it that much. I thought it was cool. I thought it was fun. Sad at times, but like, I don't know, like when I walked away from my experience with Gurren Lagann, I wasn't like completely floored. I wasn't wowed in the way that I thought I would be. I mean, my all-time favorite mech anime, hands down, Code Geass. Code Geass. I don't know what about Code Geass is. I love a protagonist that is as smart as I would want to be. Like I'm not that smart. I guess I just really like intelligent, scheming characters. Like I really like Askeladd in Vinland Saga, even though he's like not necessarily the main character. He's not even necessarily the main villain either. He's just like a guy. But like the way that he operates, something about him, I don't know, it's like something about him makes me really admire those kinds of characters. Like Lelouch fought for an ideal, like thick and thin, and he just rolled with it. And like he made himself the martyr because that was what he wanted to do. I don't know, something about those kinds of characters. But on the other side of the spectrum, I don't really like Light Yagami. Like I was in Death Note, I was rooting for L the entire time. Because I don't know, something about Light was like he was just so self-absorbed in his ideals that I don't know, he just like he threw everyone away for it. And I guess Lelouch did the same thing, but like I think Lelouch did it for the greater good. I don't know. I'm having my anime TED talk right now. All right. Let's saute some more cauliflower rice. I got a shit ton of cauliflower rice. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to eat this all, I'm going to be honest. I feel like I should spray this with a little bit of oil. I feel like that might help. This is like a lot of water. There we go. Let's give it a good Good old spritz. I like schemers. Yeah, I think so too. I think I just like the scheming folk. Like which is really interesting though, because like, I guess it makes sense. One of my all-time favorite characters is Gilgamesh, which is apparently not that cool according to Issa's tier list. Anyways, I could have beef with that tier list all day. Anyways, I just really like Gilgamesh as a character because he's no nonsense. He's full of it. Like, he's completely full of it. Like he has his head up his ass, but he has the chops to back it up, and I respect that. Like if you don't have the chops to back up what you claim, then of course, like, I think you're full of shit. But something about Gilgamesh is just so fucking cool. I don't know. Maybe it's because he has like, I think his noble phantasm is what really draws me to him. Is like he has an infinite arsenal of legendary weapons. Like that's so sick. Everyone has their own taste. No, everyone has the wrong taste except for me. That's how that works. But also, I'm not really into plot twink, so you know, to each their own. I think in terms of like characters, I think he's a good character. Would I want him to date me? No. I would like to die by his blade, though. I feel like that would be fun. Now, I would probably be fulfilled if I was killed by Gilgamesh. But that's neither here nor there. I don't have a death wish, but if I had to go out, I would probably choose that. You know? The boat is right. The boat is right. Granted, Light's fate was noted as sealed from day one, and he wasn't that fun to watch other than for the memes. That's true. I don't know. I just had a really hard time rooting for Light. He wasn't very relatable. I don't know. He was kind of batshit crazy. Die by his blade. Is that what the kids are calling it these days? That is not the innuendo that I wanted to. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. This is a family-friendly channel. I gotta stop swearing. Maybe I should just lean into it. It's whatever. I'm cooking, all right? I'm cooking up some good food. I'm cooking. Yeah, I actually don't have very strong opinions about too much. But when I do have a strong opinion, I will fight to the death. And my strong opinion is soy sauce belongs on eggs. I will fight somebody who says soy sauce does not belong on eggs. Why put salt on eggs when you can put soy sauce? It's literally salt and umami. It's everything you can want in your eggs. Don't fight me on it. I will start a religion around soy sauce and eggs. That's how passionate I am about putting soy sauce on my eggs. I don't know why. It's probably a cultural. I don't know. It's not really a cultural thing. It's something that I just picked up. I think my parents did this to me. My parents brainwashed me into thinking that soy sauce goes on everything, and so now soy sauce goes on everything. Depends the dish the eggs are in. No, it doesn't depend on the dish the eggs are in. It goes in every dish that the eggs are in. All of them. Soy sauce goes in all of them. There is no room for negotiation. This is a hostage situation where I'm not negotiating. If anyone could kill me, it's Guts from Berserk. That's true. I mean, Guts is really cool. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be completely level with you guys. I've never finished Berserk. I watched the 3 Berserk movies, the Golden Age movies, and those really messed me up, like, psychologically. I couldn't bring myself to continue reading the manga because I genuinely did not understand the character of Griffith and his, like, why he chose ambition over all else. And it's like, you know, like, I've always grown up, Yu-Gi-Oh, the power of friendship, you know, that stuff. And then, like, when I see not that for the first time, I get so confused. I'm like, what do you mean the power of friendship isn't strong enough to overcome? This isn't what I was taught all my life, you know? And so Griffith is like an enigma. Like, I don't understand why he doesn't believe in the power of friendship. And, like, why he screwed over all his friends in the way that he did. And so I decided not to continue on with the series. That's how that went for me. Berserk won't be finished any moment soon. I mean, it's been ongoing for a long time, right? I feel the same way about Hunter x Hunter, if I'm gonna be honest. I was obsessed with Hunter x Hunter, but the chapters come out so slowly. I was gonna be honest, I didn't even think the Chimera Ant arc in Hunter x Hunter would ever finish. I'm glad it did. And then we got like the chairman election arc or whatever, but like I was gonna be sad not knowing the outcome of the Chimera Ant arc. I was convinced. You're telling me young LB was like Griffith? Yeah, I literally didn't understand. I was in absolute shambles after watching the Golden Age Berserk movies. I was like, what is happening? What is this pit in my stomach? Why does my heart feel empty? Why am I feeling emotions? And so since I don't like feeling emotions, I never continued to read the manga. That's the moral of the story. If you feel emotions, just drop it. Don't even bother. Don't even try. If you have emotions, just don't continue. Close the book. Turn off the TV. Don't watch. Close your eyes. It's for your own safety. It's because Berserk isn't shonen. Yes. It isn't shonen. And that's what fucked me up. That's what fucked me up. It fucked me up so hard. I'm gonna be honest. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and wash this out. What we're gonna do is we're gonna set up a marinade for our bulgogi meat. And then I'll start cooking it up on the induction stove instead of the gas. I'm looking at the time. At this rate, I'm not too sure if we'll get to yogurt, which is honestly disappointing for me, but I'm probably not disappointing for you guys. Like, I'm saving you the torture of having to sit through me babying milk so I can make some yogurt. Because you have to baby the heck out of the milk so that it's like the optimal temperature for the bacteria to multiply and ferment your milk. Yeah, at the very least, I'm hoping this bulgogi recipe is okay. Like I said before, the website that the guy, I think I was trying to use Aaron and Claire's recipe this time around for this bulgogi beef bowl, but their website is down, so I couldn't get like these specific like amounts for their ingredients. So I'm just gonna have to wing it based off of what I saw. Hey Malaya, how's it going? Welcome to stream. Hopefully you're doing well today. We are making some meal prep today for my return stream from Offkai this past week. And we are going to be making beef bulgogi bowls with, I think earlier we made some yogurt parfaits to eat for lunch for the rest of the week. So I think to start, I'm pretty sure I gotta use these. So these are shiitake mushrooms. I gotta put away the induction stove here. We're gonna do a little bit more chop, dice. And I think we're gonna end up using it in the beef bowl itself. All right, I'm gonna be honest. I bought the organic cauliflower today just because I couldn't find the normal cauliflower, and it smells way better than when I blended up and made cauliflower rice before. So maybe I think moving forward, I'm just gonna use organic cauliflower. No thick yogurt? Maybe, if we have some time. I think the most important thing for me was to get the bulgogi beef bowls done. But we'll see. The biggest thing with the yogurt is that I actually have to use the gas burner because the I guess the soup pot, the stock pot that I use for the milk actually isn't conductive, so you can't really use it with the induction stove, which adds a tiny bit of extra complication to it. But I just wanted to do it on stream because I'm so passionate about my yogurt. No one understands. Also, thick yogurt takes like 2 days to make. It takes 6 hours for the milk to ferment into yogurt, and then it takes like a full day and a half to strain the yogurt to the consistency that I like. It is a multi-step process. Hello, do you miss me? This is why I never get gifts. I don't think I've seen you before. Are you last breath? Question mark. Hopefully you're doing well. The more expensive cauliflower normally tastes better. Yeah. I think I'm starting to learn the lesson that more expensive food maybe equals more tasty food. Yeah, maybe I should expand my horizons. Try more organic foods. Okay, this looks like a mess. I don't even know how I'm supposed to chop this. All right, I'm gonna go in all willy-nilly. Try not to take off my own finger. Honestly, I don't know. I like mushrooms, and I never really understood why, because I honestly don't really understand the flavor that is umami. Like, who Like, umami didn't exist when I grew up, and then all of a sudden people are telling me, oh, the main senses of taste are sweet, sour, bitter, umami. I'm like, where the hell did that come from? Like, did you just discover what umami was? Like, this is like the 20th century. How do we not know this already? So I just rolled with it. Like, I heard MSG was like the taste of umami, and I was like, okay. I wonder what umami tastes like. So I just poured MSG into my mouth, and it was the most disgusting thing I've ever had in my life. And so I'm pretty sure that's not what umami tastes like. I'm gonna be honest. I still don't know what umami tastes like, but apparently it's mushrooms, and apparently it's meat. So I guess it's savory, but to me, savory isn't a flavor. I feel like they made this shit up. Like, I don't know. It's like, maybe it's like a Ponzi scheme, or I don't know. Maybe it's like the same. It's like a marketing campaign, like Got Milk or something. I swear. Because umami did not exist. They just pulled it out of a magic hat. And who decided to name it umami? Why is it so hard to say? Like, I have so much beef with the flavor profile of umami. I never thought I'd be so passionate about my mushrooms. But yeah, I mostly liked mushrooms for their texture, and then they were telling me it's the flavor of umami. I'm like, it's just chewy. Is the flavor of umami chewy? I don't know. I'm not a chef. I don't aspire to be a chef either. I'm just a dude who cooks for fun on the internet, I guess. Alright, I'm cutting this through. But yeah. I am streaming again tomorrow. I was debating whether or not to stream twice this week, but I did want to try to capitalize on the Steam Next Fest demos. Kind of like our previous demo live stream. I did a bunch of demos for like, I don't know what it was, some sort of game fest of some sort that Steam was also hosting. But I found that a lot of fun, and it put a lot of games on my radar. So I want to do that again with the current Steam Next Fest. If you guys are interested, it is going on right now. A bunch of games are having demos that you can try out, free of charge, obviously. And you can just find out what you might like or enjoy. It costs nothing but time, really. If you do have the time, I would honestly recommend you checking it out. And if you guys do try out any games from the Steam Next Fest, let me know which ones you like, and I'll try to add it to the playlist for the games tomorrow. Because I have yet to know what I'm going to be playing tomorrow. If I don't get any suggestions, I'm just going to go from like the most popular. I'm just going to go down the list or something like that. Hey Digby Chicken, how's it going? Welcome to stream. Hopefully you're doing well on this. I keep saying Friday. It's Thursday. I usually don't stream on Thursday. So it's like really throwing me for a loop. Billy says, I learned the term umami in history class, and most people learned about umami through Uncle Roger. I have a hard time believing that Uncle Roger is the pivotal spokesperson for the umami flavor. I don't know. I feel like I've heard it like in school. Like as I was learning about like, was it the food pyramid, which apparently was also a scam? Like why did they teach so much information as a kid? Like I don't know what to believe anymore. Food pyramid, food triangle, I don't know. Something about carbs being the most that you're supposed to have, and then all of a sudden you're not supposed to have carbs at all. Like there's so much mixed messaging. I feel like nobody knows for sure what's what. The pyramid is a scam. Yeah, it was a pyramid scheme. The food pyramid is the I guess the most federally accepted pyramid scheme. I don't know. I'm just making shit up. I'm just saying stuff. It's not a pyramid scheme. I think scientists didn't really know better. Which is kind of the beauty of science. Like, it's always getting refined as we learn more information. But come on, I just want you guys to get it right the first time, right? Just get it right, so I don't have to do this whole relearning process. I don't want to relearn stuff. You can always play Garfield Kart. Is that a demo on the Steam Next Fest? If it is, I'll play it, but I don't want to play Garfield. That sounds... I'm gonna be honest, that doesn't sound too exciting. Garfield Kart? Alright. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw these shiitake mushrooms in here. The recipe called specifically for shiitake mushrooms, so I went to like 2 grocery stores to get these. I hope it's enough. I don't think I diced them small enough, but I don't really care. What we're looking for is something that's edible and good to eat through the week. I don't need Michelin star perfection. Which is probably why my presentation isn't nearly as good either. That's fine. You work on it. Once you get good at cooking, I think you can refine the other aspects of it, like the presentation, the timing of everything. I think that's, surprisingly, I think that's what makes cooking so appealing to me, like the building blocks of cooking are fairly simple, but like I'm always learning new ways to do things or new things to try, and it honestly kind of allows a lot of flexibility for, in gamer terms, like skill expression. Like you actually have a decent amount of skill expression in cooking, and obviously like I know I'm not like good, but I'm glad I'm able to make something for myself, you know. I think that's super fun. It's super satisfying. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our meat. We're just gonna toss it in there. Today I have about 2.5 pounds of ground beef to use. We're using the leanest beef I could find, which is 96% lean meat, 4% fat. I'm gonna throw it in there, and then we're gonna mix up some marinade, I guess, and then throw it on the pan, something like that. Hey Murray, how's it going? Oh, it's good to see you. It's been forever. I say it's been forever because I haven't streamed in forever too. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well today. Shiitake mushrooms aren't hard to find here. Wait, really? It took me... I went to 2 different grocery stores to find shiitake mushrooms. I guess it's just not common around here. I should have just gone to like an Asian market. Lean battery. Oh yeah, we're getting those gains, Murray. It's always about the gains here. All aboard the gain train, I guess. I say that, but I'm not very muscular. Like, I would say my build is average. I also don't want to be ridiculously muscular. I think what I'm really aiming for is low body fat percentage. I want that athletic physique, but I don't want, what do they call it, like massive rippling muscles. Also, I think squats are fun. Very stressful week, but I'm good. Sorry to hear that, man. Hopefully it gets better for you. I mean, it's almost the end of the week, right? So hopefully things are going well. How are you? I'm doing great. I came back from Offkai. I had a blast. I made some new VTuber friends, and I got to stalk some famous some famous VTubers, you know? I get to like walk around, be like, I wonder if that's so-and-so. I wonder if that's so-and-so. Like, you know what I mean? It's like a massive game of Guess Who, and I thought that was really fun. The panel was really cool. I did meet and greets. I don't know if I showed, well, Muri, you just got here, but I can show you my my meet and greet stuff that I got. Because like when you do the meet and greet, they sign something for you, right? So they give you a quote-unquote gift. So I met Professor Lando. He gave me a Ligma University report card, and then I did a meet and greet with Onigiri, and she gave me a really sussy postcard that I would probably not display anywhere because it would be embarrassing. It's a very sussy postcard, but I have Onigiri's signature, so that's fine. I went in her meet and greet. I asked for her advice on some cooking stream stuff. It wasn't all that helpful, but you know, it is what it is. I'm glad I had an opportunity to chat. She doesn't know I exist still, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll shed a tear. I'll shed a tear for myself. This is called self-pity, guys. You need a healthy amount of it. All right. So this is where it's a little tricky because he started making some marinade, and I have no idea what went into it, so I'm gonna look. Do you meet them IRL? Professor Lando is an IRL personality, so I got to meet him in person. I shook his hand. It was pretty cool. Onigiri was through a screen. I think she was projected onto a screen, or no, there was a television in the room, and you got to talk to her into a microphone. And you just had for both the meet and greets, it was a 1-minute conversation. They start a timer. You only have a 1 minute to meet with them. But it was fun. I had a lot of fun with it. It was just like a unique experience that I think will be with me for quite some time, I think. Because like, it's not very often where you have experiences like that or opportunities like that to even begin with. So I'm pretty sure for what we're looking for today, I need mirin, I need soy sauce, which we're gonna grab here. We need sugar. I'm debating whether to use sugar or not. I guess I'll just go ahead and use sugar. Because I have sugar substitute, but I feel like I don't want to mess up the recipe this early on. So I'll just use normal sugar instead of my monk fruit sweetener. And let's see what else. Sugar, mirin, oyster sauce. Oh shoot, I hate oyster sauce. I don't know if you guys are very familiar, but oyster sauce is like very, very annoying to get out of the bottle. So this is the bottle of oyster sauce that I have, but like if you lay it normally, like it just clumps and it takes forever to get out. Like you'll have to like fish it out with like a chopstick. From my experience, so that's oyster sauce. We need minced garlic and sesame oil. So I'll grab the jar of minced garlic that I've been using all this time. And then I don't know if I have sesame oil. I'm gonna take a look real quick. I might have a tiny bit, but they're looking for like specifically toasted sesame oil. I guess I have some. It's really old. Probably won't use it. I guess we'll just skip on the sesame oil. We'll be fine. We don't need oil. There's fat in the beef. We'll be fine. Oh, and then MSG. I forgot the MSG. Lando and Geary, lucky. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, no. What's really nice about the meet and greets is that they raffle off like the opportunity. And I think I won Punkalopi, Onigiri, and Professor Lando, and I just opted to use go with Onigiri and Professor Lando. I just didn't know too much about Punkalopi, so I didn't think it was worth my time, but it was free, so maybe I should have, maybe I shouldn't have. It's too late. Maybe next year. Makes sense. And the signature, she was in the back under the table. It was already signed. Oh no, it wasn't already signed. So the way that, since Onigiri was like, her meet and greet wasn't in person, like she had an iPad and they had a machine with a pen in it, with a Sharpie in it, and like it would like copy her pen writing or her like written strokes on her pen, and it transferred that onto the postcard, which was really cool. So you could like give her a message to write on the postcard, and she wrote it. So I just gave her my name, so she wrote low battery on the card, and then she signed it off. Technology is insane. I know. Vtubers are pushing the boundaries of what's possible, I guess. I don't really know, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I really liked the experience at Offkai. All right, so let's start with 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. I don't know how much that is in grams, so I'm going to figure it out. So on this carton it says 1 tablespoon is 15 milliliters, so we need 15 times 3 is 45. I swear I can do math. 45 grams of soy sauce. That is 36. That's 50. It's close enough. I honestly don't think this is enough. It's fine. We'll wing it. If we need to adjust, we'll adjust some more. 2 tablespoons of sugar. All right. 2 tablespoons of sugar. I might need to get my my kitchen gloves for this. I think this is gonna get messy pretty quickly. This is a half a tablespoon, so I need 2 tablespoons. So I need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3. You know what? I think I was supposed to mix the marinade first and then put in the meat after. You guys, don't do as I do as I say. I think that's how the phrase goes. Yeah, don't do what I'm doing. Can't really read the chat right now because I'm looking at the recipe, but once I get this marinade done, I'll catch up on the chat. All right, what's next? We need 2 tablespoons of mirin, which should be 30 grams, I believe. Yes, 30 grams of mirin. Let's try that. 30. Honestly, mirin is actually so amazing for cooking. I didn't know it existed until I started cooking myself, and every time I need like a little bit of sweetness, I always reach for the mirin. It's like a pretty versatile ingredient, especially in Asian dishes, from what I've found. Right, so that's the mirin. What else do we need? After the mirin, we need 2.5 tablespoons of oyster sauce. I hate oyster sauce. Not the flavor, but I hate just fishing it out. So 1 tablespoon is 19. So we want like 40, I'm gonna go 45 grams of oyster sauce. I'm half expecting it to like just like gloop out of this container. God, oyster sauce is so tricky to work with. That's 5 grams. What did I say, like 40? 45? I'm going for the 45. It's also really thick. It's like barbecue sauce. That's 30 something. 40, 43, 44. There you go. Perfect. I've extracted the ideal amount of oyster sauce from that cursed bottle. All right, what's next? We got 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, which is 5 grams, 10 grams. We need 10 grams of minced garlic. 10 grams of minced. Oh, the smell of garlic is overwhelming. 10 grams of minced garlic. 10 grams of minced garlic. I was gonna say, while I was in SF, I had probably the best tasty. Oh shoot, I doubled my garlic. That's fine. We like garlic. We like garlic. I'm convincing myself that I like garlic. As I was saying, when I was in SF, I had probably the best tasting burger I've ever had in my life. Like, not the burger itself, but the meat itself was so immensely flavorful that I questioned that I've ever eaten meat before. It was that bad. It was like, I forgot what the place was called, but my friend took me there, and apparently it's like they use beef patties that's a mix of like A5 and Wagyu beef, which I don't know what that means, but it sounds impressive, so I'm gonna assume that it's impressive. And it was like a $25 burger, and it was like the most basic ass burger you could ever eat. But something about that meat was so like soft, like it melted in my mouth, and I was like kind of shocked. I'm like, I feel like I don't deserve this food. I've never had food that tastes like this. I feel like this is out of my class, you know? Like I feel like I'm transcending socioeconomic statuses when I eat that burger. Do as I say, not as I do? Yes, that's the one. All right, catching up on chat real quick. It's an auto pen machine, but better? Yes, pretty much. I'm gonna throw some MSG in there because apparently that adds flavor. Okay, maybe that's a lot of MSG. That's fine. I'll do a little more. If I die, it's because I made food that was bad, not because of the MSG. All right, I'm just gonna mix this in here with these gloves. I gotta take off. I don't know why I put my watch back on. I put my watch back on to shove it into this meat mixture. Like, that's not supposed to happen. Let me mix this up. And then while we let this marinade, I'm gonna go ahead and start prepping, what am I prepping? Onions, the green onions and the yellow onion. I have green onions and yellow onion for this recipe. For $25, you deserve that burger? Yeah, I guess so, huh? It was definitely the priciest burger I've ever spent money on. I also tried In-N-Out for the first time. In-N-Out was an experience. Like, the food wasn't like, oh my god, I gotta go eat here every day. Like, it wasn't like crazy, insanely good. But like, the experience of being in In-N-Out blew my mind. It was so incredibly efficient inside that In-N-Out. I was so confused. I was literally like, I think when I was ordering, like, they were calling out order number like 7. And like, when I had received my like ticket for my order, I was like order number like 60. And they got to me in like 20 minutes, like not 20, in like 10 minutes. From like number 7 to 60, they were like a well-oiled machine. They were grinding out burgers like their lives depended on it. It was insane. I've never seen that level of efficiency in anywhere before, really. Let alone a burger shop. But I don't know, I was just so impressed by how efficient they were. And like, you can see like right into the kitchen. I was just really captivated by this one guy in the back. He was like, the entire time he was just chopping potatoes into fries, like the fry shape. And he was chopping those potatoes with so much determination in his eyes. It was like a little machine that he shoved the potato into, and he just pulled a lever. Kind of like, you know, Emperor's New Groove, like pull the lever kind of situation. Yeah, he was like rapid speed, like chucking in a potato, swinging down on the like little chopper machine. And he was going ham. And I feel like me and that potato guy were kindred spirits. Every day is another battle. And every day we fight for our lives, but his battle is with the potato machine, and my battle is to get out of bed. So, you know what? To each their own. We all have our own different challenges, but I was just so captivated by how he really took his potato chopping job so seriously. Hey Nino, how's it going? Some downtime, what's good? Little In-N-Out. Welcome back to the stream. How are you doing? We are getting to the point where we are marinating our schmeat mixture. I think, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this is enough marinade, but I think we're gonna go with it anyways, just because I don't want to pour more soy sauce and stuff into here. I think this is fine. If anything, it's just gonna be some flavorless ground beef, which isn't even that bad in itself because you can dress it up with something later. So we're gonna just let it marinate. We'll take off the soy sauce. And it's onion time. Where'd my onions go? Oh shoot, I forgot. There are peppers too. I forgot about the peppers. Shh. Oh shoot. I just dropped condensed milk all over the place. Alrighty. Please ignore that little mishap. We've got green pepper, yellow onion, green onion. The holy trifecta of veggie tales. The nearest in and out from Burlingame is Dolly City. It might be it. It was a little run down. It was also super busy. You tell people about the party? I have not yet. I did party. But I don't know. I don't remember too much. I was mostly talking about my meet and greet experience. I think the rest of my time at Offkai is probably just gonna go into shorts. So I gotta make those shorts again. I gotta record a couple and post them. I think I did re-upload a short before this stream. I don't know if it did any good, but I'll have to check the numbers after the stream. It won't be flavorless. The garlic will make sure of that. That's true. Also, I got a ton of shiitake mushrooms in that one. I'm gonna chop off the root here. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go, apparently according to the video, we wanna go for the white of the onion for, what's it called? For like aromatics in the oil. And then we use the top green part for garnish. So we'll do that. It's time to cut. There we go. Honestly, I feel like I'm getting better at this every time. It's a pretty nice feeling. There we go. Look at that. Look at the green. I'm like chopping off screen. Yeah, let me move this over. Look at that. So much skill with the blade. I've been studying. Honestly, I feel like I've just gotten better with like repetitions. I think the more you do it, the better you get. All right, so I think down here is where we want to start using it for aromatics. Let's get that going. Look at that. A nice, beautiful slice. Call me, I was gonna say Chef Ramsay, but my name isn't Ramsay. Just call me LB. We'll call it a day. Not trying to pretend I'm someone I'm not. Need to ask you for the multicast plugin later? Oh yeah, definitely. I think the plugin is called multi-RTMP or something, but it's on the OBS forums. Really easy to set up. Would highly recommend it if you're interested in multicasting. I don't know if you guys are aware, but Twitch did ban... Wait, no, I'm supposed to feign ignorance. I don't know what I'm talking about, but supposedly there have been rumors that that Twitch has banned multi-streaming as not affiliates. So there's like literally no reason for me not to be an affiliate, but I still don't want to be an affiliate, so there we go. I think the big thing is that I don't want to run ads, and I think being an affiliate makes you run ads, which I'm not a fan of. Sake when my internet gets better? Yeah. Once you get good internet, it's a breeze. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. From what I heard, just down the grapevine. I don't know if it's real or not. I don't know if it's true, you know? In case the Twitch overlords are watching this inky-dinky little stream. But yeah, Mercenary, back to your point. I bet it probably was that one because I just Ubered to the nearest In-N-Out from the convention place, so that's probably the one I went to. Yeah, if you ever meet that potato guy, you know, who was chopping potatoes with his life on the line, tell him I said hi. You probably wouldn't know who I am. Alright, oh shoot, my music cut out. Let me grab that. Alright, and then we're gonna do normal onions next. I think most of the prep work is done at this point. Once we finish this onion, I'm pretty sure that's most of the prep work. And I think I'm gonna go for half the onion right now. I don't think I want the whole onion. Let me peel it. Alright. Wait, this one's really tricky. It's like holding on to its skin for dear life. Why would it try to do that? It's trying to embarrass me. Can you imagine getting defeated by onion skin?
That would be a story to tell. Back in my day, I had this yellow onion and it kicked my ass.
So force ad, but you have the option not to run as much? Oh, I see. Not far from that In-N-Out is a Korean market to which I buy stuff when I'm in the area. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I didn't get to explore too much outside of the convention center and then the burger place I went to. Because I explored the convention center and pretty much any area that was directly around where my friend was at. I did have like the best coffee I've ever had in my life. My friend introduced me to this place called Phil's Coffee. Phil's Coffee slaps. Whoever Phil is, you deserve major kudos because, I don't know, that coffee kept me alive because that jet lag was rough going in and on the way out, and I survived explicitly off of Phil's Coffee. Just that. That's the only thing that kept me going in the morning. I'd wake up, I'm like, oh, the time zones. And then my friend would be like, oh, you want to grab Phil's Coffee? And I just jumped out of bed. I was like, yeah. Say no more. I'm there. Phil's Coffee. Get me in there. I'm indebted to Eric from 2036. Oh yeah, we were getting so much free alcohol at the room parties. It was great. I don't condone drinking if you're under the age of 21. Disclaimer. I'm not a professional VTuber. Anyways, I'm gonna put the onion away. Alright. Time for the chopping. So you didn't go to the spot where the President Harding died in his sleep at all? No, I didn't really get to explore too much. I had no real means of getting around at all. Phil's is pretty good, yeah. I tried out Phil's, and I only got one thing, and one thing only. I got whatever was on their menu. It's called the Honey Haze. It's because I'm lactose intolerant. I saw that it had oat milk, so I was like, alright, that's gotta be pretty good. And I took a sip, and I don't know, I was a changed man after that. I took a sip, and I feel like I transcended. I could experience Honey Haze for the first time. Again, I would do it in a heartbeat. But now that I know what the taste of Honey Haze is, all I can do is crave it from a distance because there are no Phil's coffees near me. Which is unfortunate. I might as well pass away. Life isn't worth living without Phil's coffee. According to me. Jet lagged me. When I'm no longer jet lagged, I can live without coffee. It'll be fine. Alright, I hope I don't die from cutting this onion. Alright, I'm cutting it anyways. See you on the other side. There we go. Oh, shoot. It's almost like these onions just sharded all over the place. Good God. Who invented onions? Who made them so messy to cut? Alright, there we go. Onions galore. I think that's enough. Alright, I'm probably going to use a hex clad again on this one, just because it's so much bigger than my cast iron. There's some pretty good places you float again. I'll drive you around. That's my go-to, the Honey Haze. Yeah, Honey Haze slaps. Whoever invented that deserves an award. That's like award-worthy coffee. Alright, I don't even really know if I want this bell pepper. I should. I bought it. I'm gonna cut it. It's fine. I think this will be the last thing we cut, and I think, fingers crossed, it should be smooth sailing from here. I swear to God. I'm getting tired. I'm getting boomed on. I was talking so much at the beginning of the stream. I like exhausted all my cooking time. It's almost 10 o'clock. Alright, it's okay. I'm gonna wash this, I think what we'll do is we'll use half of this bell pepper. There we go. So I'll take this half, I'll put it away with the onion. With the onion. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else I had that was really good. I had, I tried Boba Guys a couple times. The first time I tried Boba Guys up in SF, it was like terrible. It was honestly dog water. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was the location. It was horrible. And I was like, man, Boba Guys is so overrated. This is disgusting. Blech. And then what happened is that my friend took me to Boba Guys again, and I got something different. And I took a sip and I was like, wait, everything that I've ever known is a lie. I thought Boba Guys was mid as fuck. But surprisingly, this particular boba, guys, is pretty good. And I was like, okay, let's go again. So we went a third time. And it was the same experience as the second time. I'm like, huh. Maybe the first location I went to was just terrible. It was awful. It was horrible. Like, I was completely convinced that I hated boba, guys, after that first drink, but the second two convinced me that I think it's just the location. I was misled. It was the inauthentic boba, guys experience. I'm gonna core the bell pepper real quick. There we go, get the seeds out. I'm gonna cut the top and the root off as well for a more consistent texture. There we go. All right, back to work for me. I'll catch you later. All right, sounds good. Boba guys is hit or miss. Yeah, I think my experience with boba guys has swung wildly either way. Weebs, thank you. I am a weeb. Probably. I don't know. I don't watch that much anime anymore. Does that still make me a weeb? Probably. What is a weeb? Who defines a weeb? Am I a weeb? Are you a weeb? Are we weebs? These are the answers that we always seek, but can never find. I don't know. Wasn't weebs originally a derogatory term? But now it's like been adopted by anime culture? Because people can like outwardly proclaim themselves as weebs. I'm pretty sure it's still a derogatory term. But like they've just run with it. Like they don't see it as derogatory. I don't know. The culture behind all this stuff is interesting, I think. You are the weeb, not me? Thank you. I appreciate it. I've worked hard to cultivate my status as a weeb. I train day and night under a waterfall, and I do self-affirmations. That's what they're called, I'm pretty sure. They're called affirmations. You say to yourself, I am a weeb, and as my weeb intensifies, my power grows. Yeah, we're doing a little bit of cooking today. We're making some Bulgolgi beef bowls, but instead of rice, we're using cauliflower rice to get the calorie count down because we want our gains. Because I am cutting right now, especially after my trip to Offkai. I ate so much freaking food. I felt so bad coming back home. I was like, I really have to burn this all off. It was good food, but like, man, food comes at a price, you know? It ain't easy being a hungry boy. Being hungry comes at a cost. And that cost is my waistline. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Shit. Ignore that. I messed up the pepper. Don't worry, okay? We're fixing it. We're fixing it in post. Anyways. It's time to cook some meat because we can't have gains without protein. So I think first things first, I'm going to need to use some oil. Mostly to kind of get the aromatics of the onions going. I didn't really wash this, so I think we'll be fine. But I'm going to set it on like 3. And we're just going to give it a little spray here. So that's going to be the oil that we're going to be using. And we're going to use these onions. The green, the yellow bits, not the yellow bits, the white bits of the green onion. And then we're going to throw in the big onion too. I think we have to wait for this for the aromatics to come out. We gotta wait for the onion smell. Which should be fine. We're gonna set this up to 5 maybe. Get the heat going. And hopefully this doesn't turn out to be terrible. Fingers crossed. Alright, so in goes the onions. That's part of them. I feel like I should put in the green pepper too. I think I'm gonna do that. We're just gonna put in all the veggies here. Look at all that color. Just green and white. That's flavor, I think. There we go. So I think what we're going to try to do is we're going to caramelize these onions. And then once these hit like a brownish color, we're going to throw in the meat, which should have been marinating this entire time. I'm not sure there's enough marinade, but if it's not, we'll just adjust it next time for the recipe. And I can just put in some teriyaki sauce or something throughout the week to add some flavor to it. Give it some oomph, you know, get an extra kick, a little punch, you know, on the back end. Little tasty taste. All right. I mean, the onions are starting to sweat, which is good. I think I might give it another spray. Need a little more oil. There we go. Let's get it fully coated. Get it to cook a little evenly here. There we go. I maybe put in a little too much oil. It's fine. Oil is flavor, I think. Something. No, that's not what it is. Fat is flavor. That's what everyone says. I bet oil could be flavor too. I'm using canola oil though, which should have a lower smoke point because I've been using olive oil and it burns pretty quick. Or it I don't know. I guess the boiling point is like way lower than the other oils. I gotta take this bit out. This piece of onion is gigantic. Yep. Look at that. You gotta work fast with olive oil. Yeah, it gets burnt really fast. I learned that from my brother. I was telling him about like how my cooking streams can get a little smoky, and he said it was probably the olive oil. So I've been trying to mix up the oils lately between the canola oil and the vegetable oil. I think the canola oil I've ended up liking the most. I would use peanut oil, but peanut oil is kind of pricey, honestly. It's like, I think it's like one of the more expensive oils, aside from like, one of the more expensive like cooking oils. I guess flaxseed oil is a thing too, but I've heard that people only really use flaxseed oil for seasoning cast iron. I don't know what the science behind it is, but there's some science behind it that I don't know. Alright, so it looks like the onions are starting to sweat pretty thoroughly here. They're getting a little translucent, which is what we're looking for. Like, they're on the cusp of turning brown. I think we're gonna hit them with the schmeat. Hopefully I can fit everything in one go. Alright, this is definitely overcrowding, and I think that's fine. We overcrowded the pan, not even a little bit, but by a lot. So I'm going to let it sit here, and I'm going to have it try to develop a crust. I'm going to crank up the heat to like a 7 to let that crust form, and I'm going to wash some of the other dishes so that it's easier to clean up. We do still have cauliflower rice, so I'm going to throw it over here. And it is time to rinse off, hopefully, the immense amount of salmonella that is in this bowl. Honestly, I probably should just throw this straight into the dishwasher. I think I'm going to do that. Well, actually, no. I'm not going to do that. I lied. I'm just going to wash it because I do think we need to move some of the ground beef out once they cook so that it so that the pan doesn't stay overcrowded. So I'm going to rinse off the mixing bowl off screen here. There we go. Looks like the ground beef is steaming a little bit. It doesn't really look that marinated though, I'm gonna be honest. I think I could have used a little more marinade. But we'll see how it tastes. I'm gonna do a taste test. I'm gonna be eating one of them tonight. Hopefully it tastes as good as I'm hoping it will. There we go. Alrighty. So I'm gonna go ahead and dry off the mixing bowl. Look at that. Right. The ground beef is leaking. It smells so incredibly good. I kind of want you guys to smell this. The marinade of the soy sauce, the sugar, the mirin, it smells absolutely incredible. Alright, it is very overcrowded in this pan though. So we're gonna probably have to cook it for a little bit. It is like kind of boiling on itself. So like it's not even really cooking and developing a crust. It's the meat is just boiling inside of itself. Which should be okay as long as we keep things moving. Ah, this is so messy. Maybe I should buy a bigger skillet. I think I should invest in one. Just because if you're making like a food for the entire week, it's hard to fit everything into one pan, and you don't want to like do 2 batches because it takes a lot of time. Bro is talking to himself? Of course. Why wouldn't I? That's how you develop social skills. What are you talking about? What I recommend you try to do actually at home, no Dari, is that I think learning to cook is actually a very proficient life skill. If you don't know how to cook, I would recommend trying it. You can just start with something basic. If you don't know how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I can probably walk you through that. I'm not sure if you have like the brain capacity for it, but if you need to, just reach out to me in DMs. I can give you a really simple recipe for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I actually haven't eaten peanut butter and jelly sandwiches since I was like a kid. I kind of more opt to like, nowadays, I'm not really a huge fan of jelly. I do more of like peanut butter and Nutella and banana, surprisingly. I like that a lot. That combination is really nice. It's like very focused on the sweet flavors in the sandwich. But also, honestly, it's not too filling. It's a good snack, but it's a lot of calories for a snack, honestly. All right, so it is kind of boiling on itself. I think I'm gonna need to let it rest a little bit. And as it's resting, I need to make sure all the water evaporates. Super duper something. If this fails, do you want me to get McDonald's? It's not gonna fail, all right? I would say I've done it before, but I haven't. But it's okay. I trust in the process. We just gotta evaporate some of this water, and I think we're good. I think we'll be okay. If anything, I have instant ramen. I don't live in States. Peanut is good though, but peanut butter dog shit? I think it depends on what you like. I'm a huge fan of peanut butter just because it goes down really smoothly. And I'm also a fan of peanut butter candies. Let me grab something real quick.
Okay.
But yeah, I do have a couple things that I bought while I was over at Offkai. So apparently there's a ramen brand that did collaborations with Vtubers. And so I copped myself some Vite Ramen collaboration with onigiri, which I thought was really cool. I bought essentially every single collab they have. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna try to do is at some point, I'm just gonna make all these and then we'll do I wanted to do a tier list, but I think it's not that feasible for me to eat 5 packets of instant ramen like in one stream. So I might just like do a tier list, or I might just review each flavor as its own like video series and just, you know, combine it together and then give it a rating at the end. It might have to be VOD content because I don't think it's really easy to live rate and eat all this ramen. But apparently it's like super fancy, like full meal ramen, high protein. I'm not really too familiar with the brand Vite Ramen, but I've seen them do like, I've seen them sponsor some YouTubers that I watch. So I figured it was worth a shot. I missed the stream, can you start over? Yeah. So welcome to stream. Today we're making a Bulgolgi brown beef bowl meal prep. That's what the plan is, at least. Yeah, this is my first stream back from Offkai. I had just come back from a VTuber convention down in Burlingame, California, which I still don't really know where it is in the grand scheme of things. But it was fun. I had a lot of fun. I did some meet and greets. I think in particular, I did a meet and greet with Professor Lando and Onigiri, which was really cool. I was complaining that the meet and greet was only a minute long, but I mean, it is what it is. You get what you get. At least you get to interact with them, which is kind of nice, like just one-on-one. It's definitely an experience that you can't really replicate anywhere else. So I still think it was worth it, even though it cost me a little bit of money. But yeah, we got some science stuff from them, which was really fun. And yeah, it was just really cool. It was just really inspiring to see all those people kind of get together over a common interest. And you know, it's like, it's so interesting because like it's really hard to tell who's into these things. Like it's just so niche, right? And to create a space for that, for all those people to come together, I think is really refreshing. But yeah, if you are interested in VTubers and VTuber content, I would highly recommend you checking out next year's Offkai. It was a lot of fun, and I think they like doubled their attendance this year. It was just really cool. I would highly recommend it. Yeah, it looks like this is going to be boiling for quite some time, so we're just going to let it rest. It is kind of like spilling out all over the place. Do you wash your hands? Yes. I wash my hands mostly after I handle the meat or anything, or when I move in between ingredients. Otherwise, it's all kind of gross. And like if I'm handling the meat directly, I'll use some gloves. The gloves are really helpful because like the meat is a little sticky and I kind of don't want that. I don't want that kind of blood on my hands, you know? It's a little stressful. It's a tiny bit stressful. A lot of bit stressful, I'd say. There we go. All right, so as you can see, there's like a lot of like liquid in this. So we really want to wait for this to kind of burn off before we really do too much about it. So this is what I mean, like the meat is kind of boiling itself right now, just because it's like, it's simmering in its own meat juices. Yeah. I can't even imagine how much like juice there would be if it was like 80-20 beef. I got the leanest beef I could find for this just because I wanted to save on those calories. And I don't mind too much about the flavor loss. As someone with a dirty mind, I'm resisting the jokes. Oh, okay, well, it completely went over my head, so I completely missed it. But hopefully you're doing well on this Thursday. I usually don't stream on Thursday, but I came back from being away for a week and I had no food. So if I was gonna meal prep anyways, I might as well, you know, stream, recap some of my experiences. There's a lot that I'm like not remembering just because like there was just so much that happened. But I wrote some of them down, and I'm planning on making more shorts, kind of detailing the experience in the coming days and weeks, I think. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is I just feel so inspired by all the people I met. I definitely want to, you know, step up my game. I want to put more of myself into what I do, and yeah, it was just really refreshing because I think I really needed that extra motivation to keep going, because, you know, sometimes the numbers are sad sometimes, and, you know, you can't let that get you down, right? And I've been doing this for, I think, just over a year now, like just barely over a year. And like, it's been very fulfilling for me, but sometimes I feel like I put a lot of work into it and, you know, no one cares, which is like a sad thought, but I'm trying to like, by going to Offkai, I think I'm starting to realize that it's not really about that. It's really about what you put out there and the people that you can meet and the friends that you make along the way. It's like super cheesy, right? It's like, it's about the power of friendship and the friends that you make along the way. But I think it really is for me. I think meeting new people and, you know, just having fun with people that I've never even known existed before. Just making that instant connection and bonding over something that was such like, that's so niche that I can't really talk about it with people. It's really refreshing. It's really nice. And I think that's how I felt initially with the AMV community too. I thought I could only be friends with people who did AMVs because, like, I cared so much about it, and no one really shared that fascination. Like, I probably, like, on a related note, like, I'm really happy that I made my own yogurt. I'm gonna keep saying it. I made my own yogurt, and it was awesome. And I tell people, and no one cares. I'm like, okay, well, it matters a lot to me. I made my own yogurt. I love yogurt. You know, and it's great for like my cut, especially. And making it from scratch was like a really fun process to figure out. Like, if I met someone that made yogurt, we could probably bond instantly, you know? It's like things like that I think make the experience like completely worth it. It was a ton of fun. And I kind of wish that there were more conventions like that. But I mean, VTubers are such like a niche market that I think it's gonna be stuck with one convention for a while. And I'm curious to see how the space grows, or if it even grows at all. I think it'll be interesting to keep an eye on. Yeah, so we're boiling this meat. It's gonna be boiling for quite some time. Mainly we want the water to evaporate, so we're gonna just let it sit, do its thing. It looks like some of the meat isn't even like cooked all the way, but I think it should get better as the water starts to evaporate. Want to see that grow as much as the last person out there? Yeah, I think it's really cool. And like, what really got me thinking was like, what even went into making and hosting a convention, right? Because like, this is the second year that they've hosted Offkai, which means they had a first year. And I wonder what that process was like, because I feel like I've always had an interest in event planning. I did a little bit in college, but like, how do you even like translate that into like hosting something so big, having a venue booked, right? You know, doing the whole sales, having a marketing team, you know, getting volunteers to run the show. Like, it's definitely not an easy process. And I'm like, I'm glad someone was willing to do the work. I'm really glad someone was willing to do that work to make it happen, because it was a lot of fun. And I think especially in this place where a lot of people look down on VTubers or people look down on VTubers in general. People don't understand it, or you know, they just think it's weird, which honestly it kind of is, but that's totally fine. Like, we should be allowed to have our own fun. We're not harming anybody, right? And having that space for everyone to come together and like proudly proclaim, oh, I enjoy VTubers. I think that's just a really cool, safe space for people to, you know, express themselves a little more. Like, I know people like dog on like furries all the time. Like, I also don't understand the furries, but there is a community for a reason, and they connect with each other over that community because it's so looked down upon, and they kind of need that, right? Otherwise, the scene wouldn't exist. If they couldn't find camaraderie within each other, like, I feel like people would lose motivation. People would feel a lot of shame about the things that they like, and I feel like it's not that cool to shame people for doing things that they enjoy as long as it's not harming anybody. What mic am I using? For my wireless mic setup, I'm using the DJI mic wireless mic. It's hooked up directly to my streaming PC. And then when I'm at my desk, I use an SM... It's not the SM57, which is an instrument microphone, actually. I know a lot of people use the SM7B, which is like apparently the standard YouTuber microphone nowadays, but it was just too expensive for me to justify. And I think the sound of the SM57 is good enough, so I've stuck with it all this time. Yeah, I bought that when I just started streaming, and I've been using it ever since. I have been recently looking to upgrade my audio interface, though. It's been really buggy since day one, and I kind of just deal with it because I don't have anything else. But yeah, I just don't even know where to look in terms of upgrading my audio interface. Right now, I'm using an XLR microphone, and it plugs up right into Focusrite Scarlett Solo. I think that's what it's called. It's like the 2nd gen. But yeah, in terms of the microphone equipment, right now I'm using the DJI wireless mic. I would actually really recommend it if you're doing a lot of like moving around IRL streaming with a camera like this. But if you're sitting stationary at a desk, I would actually really recommend looking into an XLR dynamic microphone, because the dynamic microphone really cuts out a lot of background noise. I was using a condenser microphone before, and it was just picking up a lot of noise, and I wasn't happy with the sound. It took a lot of work to get a good clean sound, especially if your room isn't treated. And so I think switching to a dynamic microphone helped me a lot, especially with like, it helped me feel a lot better about the content I was creating. I felt like investing in the quality of the sound was really important to me, and I think getting a dynamic microphone really got me most of the way there. Yeah, it looks like we're starting to evaporate quite a bit of water out. It's gonna take another bit of time, so we're just gonna sit on this. We'll let it simmer, and it looks like it's reducing quite a bit too. So like it's no longer spilling out so much around the edges, and it looks like it's cooking all the way through too. What I do want to try is I want to try to take a bite, make sure it tastes good. You know, we want the food to taste good, right? So I'm gonna wash off the spatula, and we'll give it a taste, a good little taste. I wouldn't be surprised if you can't really taste the marinade because there's just so much meat, but I'm hoping in my heart of hearts that I can taste something. So we'll give it a shot. All right, come on, give me some of that bulgogi flavor. Let me get some mushroom in there. Give me an onion. There we go. I'm gonna give it a taste. It's actually kind of hot, so I gotta blow it off. Okay, yep. Oh yeah, that is fantastic. Perfect amount of marinade, actually. We nailed it. I guessed it and we nailed it. That was perfect. 10 out of 10. I would make this again. This is so good. I'm so surprised. I thought this was gonna be a flop, for real. That is some good bulgogi. I'm so ecstatic. I'm just so ready to chow down on this. Why did you choose cooking as your shtick? To be honest, cooking was never really my shtick. I think my whole thing, I try to build my VTuber presence and brand mostly around like 100% in games, you know, achievement hunting and completing gaming challenges. That's how I started out. A lot of gaming challenges, what I usually did was like every Friday I would sit down I would try to complete a game on stream before the average time. That was my challenge to myself. And then the rest of the days throughout the week, I would try to work towards a 100% completion for games. And I just found that completing games took a really long time. And I wanted to do more than just complete games. And so as I was, getting more into working out, getting more into cooking, I figured I should try some cooking streams. So I did a cooking stream for New Year's. That was really fun. And then I started getting into meal prep. And so right now I'm in the mode of just doing one meal prep stream a week. So essentially I'm just cooking all my meals on stream. Everyone gets to see what I eat. Everyone gets to see me fail or succeed. And I really like cooking and it's been fun. But of course, I'm still playing games. Tomorrow I'm actually doing a bunch of demos from the Steam Next Fest because I want to see what game I want to get into next. And I think that's a great opportunity to try out a bunch of games, really at no cost to myself. And also no cost to you guys. Whatever you see me play tomorrow, you should be able to download and give it a try yourself. Because I think all the demos I'll be trying are available for free in Next Fest. So even if you would like, you could probably play along with me tomorrow if you would like. Gordon Ramsay approval? I don't know if I got Gordon Ramsay's approval, but I got my own approval, all right? Chef LB approval. The highest honor that I can give, because that's the only honor that I can give to the food. But yeah, I'm excited. Because I was worried that I wouldn't be able to taste the sweetness and the tang of the soy sauce and the oyster sauce and the sugar and the mirin. I think the mirin is the big thing. But despite the immense volume of ground beef, I'm still able to taste the Bulgolgi marinade, which I'm really happy with. Can chat have a bite? Oh yeah, if you come over here, I'll give you a bite. You can't eat it all, but I bet you would love this. This is fantastic. I am fully impressed at what I was capable of creating. I think we did something good here. We pulled off a miracle, I'm pretty sure. We pulled off something. Maybe a miracle is too much, but we pulled off something good. Hold on. I gotta double check to see if my music is still going. Can you guys still hear the music? Oh yeah, the music's still on. Wait, did my YouTube chat die? Oh no, you guys are on YouTube. Hold on. I see something suspicious on my computer, so I'm gonna go back over there and figure out if I can see what's wrong. Oh goodness. How do I refresh this? I'm refreshing the chat. There we go. Welcome back, guys. Good to see you again. Oh, all these chats are gonna start popping up because they're old. I had to refresh the computer stuff. Suspicious sauce? Yeah, it was a little suspicious. It's a little saucy-wussy. Yeah, it looks like YouTube crashed on my my streaming PC, which is probably not a good thing. Definitely not a good thing. Alright, so as the chats are blazing by, I'll work my way back to the kitchen so we can get the food going. Alright, so it's evaporating pretty well here. I mean, there's not that much liquid left. We're gonna give it another couple minutes here, and I think we should be good. It is really coming together nicely though, I will say. Alright, so what I can probably do now is I can probably start prepping the Tupperware to receive all these wondrous meat juices. Alright, so this is the Tupperware that I'll be using. We've got 5 containers. Alrighty. Look at that. Alright, I'm gonna kill the heat. I think we're good on that one. Alright, so now, the biggest thing is I have to get all the cauliflower rice into these bowls. So let's do that first. which means I have to take this filthy induction stove off the counter. You've done your job and you've done it well, but I have no more use for you. Do you do food shows at festivals? I've never actually done that before. Have you done it? Would you recommend it? I've actually never really tried. I also, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not entirely sure what a food show is. Is it like hibachi where they cook in front of you? Because I always thought hibachi was fun. You know where like they crack the egg and they do like the onion volcano and they like throw food at you as they're cooking it. I always thought hibachi was a fun experience. Yeah, I've only ever really been to hibachi as a kid. I don't think I've ever gone there now that I have disposable income. You sound like you do. Honestly, that doesn't sound too bad, honestly. I feel like it'd be fun. But yeah, I've never really had the opportunity to, though. I think it's probably just my streaming experience kicking in. A lot of streaming is ultimately just talking to yourself, right? And I think that's what makes it fun. I think narrating your thoughts is always a fun process. And it really helps you start to understand like how you think about things. I've always enjoyed it because I think growing up, I've always been told that like I'm kind of a chatterbox, right? And yeah, like I've always been shamed for talking too much, and so I think in middle school I had a really tough time balancing that out, and so at some point I kind of just stopped talking. But it's like I always felt like I had a lot to say, but I never felt like I had the space to say those things. And now that I've been streaming my own content that I own and that I can set the pace of, it's kind of nice to like open up and like it's kind of like I had a leaky faucet. All this water was trying to come out, and I'm finally able to open it up and let everything flow, and it feels nice. It feels good, I think. And I think a lot of that resulted in a lot of like, I'm trying to think, like social anxiety. Like I feel like I never had the space to say anything or that anyone would care what I had to say. And I think streaming has really helped me come to terms that, you know what, even if no one cares what I have to say, I still value what I say. And it's really good to have that space for myself, I think. I think more than anything, it's actually helped my mental health, which is actually kind of good. I'm glad I started this journey. Like, of course, people start the journey, they make it really far, or they don't make it anywhere. And I think I'm trying to come to terms with just, looking at myself and understanding that this journey I'm going on is strictly for me. No one else is taking this journey for me, or, and that I don't need to look at where other people are. Because I think at the end of the day, humans are social creatures. We're always comparing ourselves to each other. And that's just like, it's unavoidable. Like people are going to do that. And even if it's unhealthy, it's a part of how we operate. We always like to compare ourselves to each other. And I think it takes a lot of like diligence and like active effort to kind of distance yourselves from that way of thinking. You can say whatever you want. Thank you. I appreciate it. You don't talk too much. There's just a little quickness. Yeah. If I don't speak quickly, people are gonna gloss over what I say. That's another thing that like that I'm working on. Because I think a lot of times like it's really easy for people to speak over me, and so I've picked up the habit of speaking very quickly, so that my message doesn't get lost or buried underneath everyone else's. And I think that's something I'm working on. It's also why I have a stutter. I really only stutter because I'm talking too fast. Like my brain wants to spit out more than my mouth can carry. And so my words trip on themselves. It's actually really interesting. I've learned a lot about myself actually just from streaming. It's really cool. Hi Pug, how are you doing? Hopefully you're having a fine day today. We're almost done making our Bulgolgi beef bowls. Pretty good if you ask me. Man, this pan is really heavy though. I think I gotta put it down so I can scoop it out. I'm gonna use a spoon here too. There we go. I got to speaking with authority to make sure that people don't gloss over all of what I wanted to say. Yeah, I think there's like 2 ways to do it. There were like 2 approaches. Like you speak confidently, you speak, you know, what's the word? Assuredly. Like you sound very sure of yourself, and then with a level of like loudness that people can hear, right? I think I grew up adapting it in a different way where I just spoke very quickly so that I could get what I wanted out there, and then people react to it how they want to, right? This is like a very different way of thinking, and I think it's probably a result of my upbringing, honestly. But I think a lot of people's issues, or like the way that they behave, is really, a lot of it stems from each person's own individual upbringing. It's really interesting. Oh, and I'm also not this thoughtful all the time. These are things I think about, but it's like not on my mind 24/7, right? I also like to have fun. But yeah, I think it's nice to like reflect on yourself, where you are, who you are, every once in a while. And Offkai really was, yes, it was fun. It was a cool space that can inspire you, but it was also a great place to like reflect on where I am, where I've come, you know. And it was a really good space for me to be excited for what's in store. What's exciting, or it made me really excited for the future. I think that's how I would say it. It made me really excited for whatever's to come. And like, you know, it really motivates me to keep doing what I'm doing, even if no one's looking, right? And I think that's the most important thing. As long as you're happy with what you're doing, and people like your energy and like what you bring to the table, I think over time, like, you'll find some people that will resonate with you. It might not happen all at once, but it's nice when it does happen. And I met a lot of wonderful people just through VTubing, and I'm very grateful to have met who I've met. And you know, not all friendships work out, but I'm grateful for the people like you guys who have stayed around. It means a lot, you know. It's not because like not everybody can say things like that, right? It's refreshing. It's nice. Beforehand, everyone else would walk right over me when I was too overly polite about stuff. It got so bad the authorities would throw me under the bus as the bad people got away with their deeds. Oh, that sounds awful. Yeah, I feel like in that situation, you definitely have to like adapt and learn how to carry yourself with like authority in that situation. Because in that case, like speaking quickly and getting your message out there doesn't matter, because if people don't trust you or they don't buy into what you have to say, then it doesn't even matter if it got out there. You have to adjust so that people can, with confidence, believe what you have to say, which is also really interesting. All right, there we go. I think this is the Bulgolgi beef bowls with cauliflower rice instead of real rice. Save those calories. We got a lot of green onions. Honestly, this would also look really good with some sesame seeds, which I think I should have. Where are my sesame seeds? This it? That's onion powder, that's not sesame seeds. Right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle these sesame seeds on here. There are a few extra calories, but honestly, I feel like they add so much to the texture and the flavor. It adds like a nice nutty flavor to your food. So whenever I have an opportunity, I always like to add sesame seeds onto my food. Alrighty. And that, chat, is my Bulgolgi beef bowls. Surprisingly, looks pretty good. I think adding the color this time was really nice, because last time I did the Korean chicken thigh meal prep, it looked kind of gross because it was just a blob of red and a blob of white. This time we've got, you know, the brown, the white, we got the green, we got the translucent onions, we've got the bell peppers, and we've got the nice sprinkle of sesame seeds. I think it looks, the presentation is way better than last time. All right, which means I get to eat one of these now. I'm probably gonna eat this one for dinner. And I'm gonna start wrapping this up. Yeah, this stream went way longer than I thought, but I'm glad I was able to catch up with everybody after being gone for so long at Offkai. I've been really itching to stream. I was honestly kind of worried that I would have forgotten how to stream today. But, I mean, rocky start, but I think I got into the swing of things fairly quickly, which is like the best that I could ask for anyways. Alrighty. gonna take a bite real quick, make sure everything looks okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's good. Perfect. Perfect. Honestly, it would taste way better with normal rice, but we make sacrifices for the gains. Alrighty. Hopefully you find that FE12 ROM with the EM patch and all the extra chapters unlocked so you can tackle that game on stream. That does sound really fun. Yeah, but I still have to finish Fire Emblem Gaiden Run FE11, which I think we're over halfway. I'm gonna maybe try to marathon it next week because I want to get it checked off. Be like, oh, I finally did it. It has been some time, so I think I'm gonna try to push through with that challenge. Hopefully, we can finish it next week sometime. But yeah, for now, I think I'm just gonna relax this week since I've been out traveling so much. Gonna do some chill demos tomorrow. See what games I like. See what I would recommend you guys play, and then we'll catch up again next week with some more meal prep. Let me put some of my food away. There we go. Plant your flag on top of the VTuber space with the Gaiden run. Exactly. Get to that TV set first before others do. That's the goal. Alrighty. So what I'm gonna do for now is I'm gonna head back to the computer, and we can begin the wrap up of the stream. Alrighty. It's actually really funny. My AirPods are dying. All right. But yeah, I'm honestly surprised by how good the food looks. I didn't expect it to come out looking this great. I wasn't expecting too much out of it, but I'm glad we got something pretty presentable. Because last time it was good, but it wasn't as presentable as I would have liked it to be. Alrighty. Gonna grab a drink as well. Got my seltzer water. Alrighty. Switching the mics on over. Alright, well thank you so much for hanging out with me as I, catch up with you guys on my Offkai experience. There's definitely more to tell. I just have a bad memory, so I can't remember it all off the top of my head. But I think tomorrow will be really good. I'll have the space to chat with you all and, just enjoy my Friday evening playing some demos and chatting about some more of my Offkai experience from what I can remember. I think I have like a notepad of like the stories I wanted to tell, but it was hard to pull up today while I'm cooking, so maybe we'll dive deeper into that tomorrow. But hopefully I'll see you guys then. Yeah, this is gonna be all for a night. Let me switch us over to the just chatting screen actually. This one. Alrighty, I am alive. Okay, well, I'm gonna do my usual shoutouts here. If you guys are interested in checking me out, I have socials. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. You can also hang out in the Discord if you like. If you have any suggestions for the streams, or if you want to see me play anything in particular, feel free to send that on the Discord and I will check it out. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. I'm gonna probably wrap it up here, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Steam Next Fest demos. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.